Teams have taken the field here. Maine getting set to kick off. And Stony Brook will be receiving. The ball not cooperating, however. Windy day in Maine. And here we go. Ball is kicked. It's a low kick, received about the 5-yard line. Stony Brook brings it up to about the 27, 28-yard line. Decent field position to start the game here.
Yeah, that was actually a great field possession. A great run by Sean Harris to put them in the 28-yard line.
So the Stony Brook offense takes the field. Tykel Fields, Tyson Lawton. 4-receiver set. Shotgun. Lawton joins Fields in the backfield.
Hey, you can hear Maine playing Rihanna, Run This Town.
Refs paused the game for a split second, but have a first snap here. Shotgun snap, handed off to Lawton down the left side. Stiff arm and runs out of bounds for about a yard or two.
And if you're Maine's defense, that's somebody got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyson Lawton, you know, as we said, he's the main part of the offense for this team. He gets the going, and he really puts the nail in the coffin at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Stony Brook getting the play call in from the sideline. Fields still in the shotgun. Lawton to his left, motions him to his right. Snaps, hands the ball off to Lawton up the middle, and another gain of about four yards or so. So as we said, looks like Lawton's getting, as we expected, the load of the plays for the start of the game.
Yeah, like I said earlier, you want to feed him the football, let him get going against his Maine's defense. And so far, he has 2 rushes for 7 yards, averaging about 3.5 yards per carry. So,
and here's a crucial third down we talked about. Maine's defense usually pretty great in these situations. Mm-hmm. Fields in the shotgun. Snap, drops back, throws it over. Looks like a big catch from Harris, and he evades a few defenders and gets about 20 to 30 yards there on that play.
And that was just a nice ball placed by Tykel Fields to Khalil Newton on that play, and that was right to his chest, and it led Khalil Newton to have about another 10 yards right after the catch, because that ball was placed so beautifully by Tykel Fields on third down.
Yeah, beautiful slant route there, and he really slung it in there. Now we got Fields in the shotgun, snaps the ball, hands it off to Lawton, and he's got nowhere to go. Stopped in the backfield. Big play from this D-line of Maine.
And that was just a great job by Maine's defense. Playing the B-gap, knowing that Tyson Lawton was going to run through there, and just that middle was just stuffed for 3-yard loss by Tyson Lawton.
Yeah, lost it 3 there on that last play. That'll set up a 2nd and 13 now for this Stony Brook offense. I was just going to say, too, on that last play, the offensive line gave Fields plenty of time for that big play on the pass, but now a little bit of work to make up. 2nd and 13, snap to Fields, throws it over the middle and tackled there by Maine for about a gain of maybe 4 or 5. Catch there by Helms Jr.
So they get their yardage back from the previous play, and that was just a great job by number 23 with a nice tackle on Delonte Helms Jr.
So here we have another third down, this time a little bit tougher 3rd and 10 for Stony Brook. A point of emphasis for this team to try to get better on 3rd down. Lawton in the backfield with Fields. The snap is there. Slant pass over to the left side, and it looks like they got the first down there by plenty, probably a gain of 14 or 15 there for the Stony Brook Seawolves. another good pass and catch from the Stony Brook offense.
And once again, there's no better way to place that ball. And Tykel Phillips just threw a nice dart to Delonte House Jr. on the slant on third down. And once again, now you're starting to see the Seawolves finding their spot on third down, which is the slant pass, because so far this Maine's defense has not been able to cover that.
Stony Brook snaps the ball, hands it to Lawton down the right side, and it looks like he'll gain about 4 yards there. And now, Stony Brook really working their way into Maine side of the field. A combo of, run and pass. Couple big plays through the air early here for Fields, trying to get him comfortable and keeping that ball for the Stony Brook side. We'll have a 2nd and 6 here from the 29-yard line. Stony Brook snaps the ball. Fields rolls out to his left, met by a ton of pressure, and he'll just get rid of it there down the right sideline.
And the defense was ready on that play on the bootleg. And that was just a great quarterback contained by both defensive ends in Maine, making sure that Tykel Phillips have no room outside the pocket to throw that football, so he just throws it away. And now it's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, another third down here as we a point of emphasis that we talked about earlier. So far, Stony Brook 2 for 2 on these third downs. Fields in the shotgun, Lawton alongside him to his right. They got 4 receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Ball is snapped, Fields drops back, and he's going to sneak it up the middle. And he is met, and it looks like he's going to reach just for about 2 yards past that first down marker, and Stony Brook converts again.
Wow, this is just very impressive by the Seawolves on third down. Like I said before the game, this Maine's defense has held opponents 9 for 25 on third downs in their last 3 games. And Stony Brook converted on 3 third downs. And that was just a nice run by Tykel Phillips. Seeing nobody he wanted to throw the ball to, and he just runs it because he has a lot of speed on him. So
yeah, he took the snap, took about 1 step, dropped, and realized no one was in front of him, and he said, I'll do it on my own. And now the snap hands it off to his left side to Lawton, I believe, and he's pretty much stood up there at the line of scrimmage from that Maine defense. Another good play from that defensive line.
Yeah, and you're starting to see this defensive line is eyeing their attention on Tyson Lawton because they know how good he is. So whenever he touches the football, you see about 3 or 4 bodies surrounded around him, making sure he has no room in the running game.
So we'll have a 2nd and 9 here. Just over 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Score still 0-0 here in Maine. Senior day for the Maine football team. Fields gets the snap in the shotgun, drops back, throws the ball down the right side, and it is incomplete. He had the man there down the right side. It was Harris, just a little bit too far out in front of him, out of the outstretched hands of the diving Harris.
And Fields needs to hit that. Sean Harris was wide open in the end zone, and he just misses his target. He just overthrew him a little bit. And I'm telling you, if Fields hit that throw, we'd be talking about 6 points right now. So
missed opportunity there from Tykel Fields. Absolutely just a little bit too far out in front of Harris. And now we'll have another third down, 3rd and 9 here. Fields in the shotgun, gets the snap, drops back, throws it down the middle, and that is going to be incomplete. Looks like might have got a hand on it, one of the Maine defenders. There was 3 defenders in the area. So now it looks like the field goal unit is going to come onto the field for Stony Brook, try to get them some points out of this, pretty good first drive, other than that 1 missed throw from Fields.
Yeah, it was a pretty good first drive. And if Fields didn't miss that throw, we'd be talking about 6 points, like I said earlier. They would have a touchdown instead of trying to kick a field goal here.
So here's the field goal unit. The snap is good. Placed down. Kick is up, and it is good. So Stony Brook will take the lead first. They strike first. Got the ball first, strike first, and now the 3-0 lead. But overall, I think Stony Brook's gonna kind of be wishing they had that one back. Should be up probably 7 right now.
Yeah, because the way their offense was moving that whole possession, they was able to convert on third downs like they converted on 3 third downs, and Tycab Phillips was throwing nice footballs around the whole field, throwing nice darts to Delonte Helms, Khalil Newton, and him. You even see himself running it on third down. So that is just going to hurt the Seawolves offense because they was able to come out with 6, and they only came out with 3 points because of that missed throw by Tycab Phillips to hit Sean Harris Jr. in the end zone when he was wide open.
Yeah, and he was open. Probably no one within about 5 yards of him. I guess looking at it now, you'll say missed opportunity, but also luckily that he didn't miss him and force a turnover or something like that. So good and bad. You get some points on the drive, and now Maine will have to kind of play the game from behind from early on. So Stony Brook comes down, field goal, first possession, combo of Tyson Lawton on the ground, Fields through the air, kind of a recipe of first and second down, short gain runs. Other than that one long third down conversion, pretty manageable, field position for Stony Brook's offense, something that they're going to want to continue throughout the game.
Yeah, and that was just a great job by just Tycab Phillips, not turning over the football, because he, for the most part, played great on that drive. Just that missed throw to Sean Harris Jr. But let's see what the Blackbirds have to respond to the 3-point drive that Seawolves did on their first drive.
Yeah, and now we'll get a chance to see this Stony Brook defense we talked about earlier. Kind of could be a matchup of defenses. Maine, showed a bend, don't break mentality there. Luckily, with that missed throw from Fields, Stony Brook has an opportunity now to kind of get the ball back and make this lead even bigger. So the teams are on the field now. Stony Brook getting ready to kick the ball off to Maine. 8:47 left here in this first quarter of action. Stony Brook Seawolves have a 3-0 lead over the Maine Black Bears. Maine will get the ball returned from about the 6, and he's got a hole, and he's going up the middle, and he's not brought down till about the 38-39 yard line. It's going to be about a 22-yard return there, or excuse me, a 32-yard return there, but there is a flag on the field. So we'll see what this is. Likely a holding, but we'll wait for the official call. So it looks like we have, believe an illegal block that's going to bring this back half the distance for Maine. So after a big return, it's going to be brought back. So, you don't like to see it as for Stony Brook, but, luckily, they get saved by the flag a little bit.
Yeah.
So Stony Brook's defense takes the field. Maine's offense, led by Derek Robertson at quarterback after the injury to starter earlier in the season, Joe Fignano. Refs kind of putting another pause on the game. The ball has been brought back, set up at the 13-yard line here. Robertson starts in the shotgun, gets the snap, drops back, looking to his right, throws a quick pass, and it is caught over the middle there by, I believe that was Devin Young.
And yeah, that's their leading receiver so far this season, Devin Young, and we've seen Robertson trying to hit him early this game.
Yeah, the senior out of Binghamton, Young, trying to get him going early. Robertson still in the shotgun, receives the snap on 2nd and 6, throws a quick screen out to the left side, and they definitely get the first down, plus a few more. Looks like a gain of about 10 there for the Maine Black Bears.
And that was just a great job by Maine's offense, throwing a quick pass, keeping Stony Brook guessing, and they didn't know what to do on that play, so it led them to bring a lot of yardage on that play.
Yeah, that was wide receiver Jacob Henney for the Black Bears on that quick screen pass. Now Robertson under the center. They got a tight bunch formation here. Snapped, drops back, fakes the handoff. He's play action rolling right. There's a lot of pressure, and he is brought down for a big sack. That was, I didn't quite see the number there, but a huge play for the Stony Brook defense. Robertson got caught up there. Didn't expect the pressure to be right there on his back, it looked like.
And that was just a great job by Young right there, I believe. And that was just a great quarterback contain. And
we got a quick snap here from Robertson. Tries to throw it over the middle, but it's quickly batted down, incomplete for the Maine offense. So we're going to have a 3rd and 18 now.
And that was just a great pass breakup by Tyler King, which is very unusual because he usually get a lot of tackles. We don't really say his name when it comes to coverage and pass breakups, and that was just a nice job by Tyler King deflecting that pass, and now it's going to bring up 3rd and long for this Maine's offense.
Yeah, 3rd and 18 here. 7:06 left in the first quarter. Robertson in the shotgun. He's got 4 receivers to his left. 1 in motion, comes in front. They throw a quick screen, and it's swallowed up quick by the Stony Brook defense. There was nothing doing there.
Yeah, and we just saw the pressure came from Randy Pringle, knowing that was going to be a quick pass on 3rd down, and we just saw him run full speed and making sure that Young doesn't have nothing to go, nowhere to go. But turns out it was actually an incomplete pass, so it's going to bring up 4th and 18, and this Maine's defense is going to punt the football back to the Seawolves offense.
Yeah, and a big stop there for Stony Brook, making them go 3 and out there. Huge play was definitely the sack. I just don't think Robertson expected him to be right on his back. We have the snap for the punt now, and it's kicked down to about the 45-yard line of Stony Brook, and fair caught by Cat. So, very favorable field position again for this Stony Brook offense after, a big 3 and out from the defense. Definitely putting their stamp on the game early and trying to show that they're better than that Maine defense.
Yeah, and that was just a nice job by the Seawolves defense. Like I said earlier in the pregame, the Seawolves just allowed 23.5 points per game, which is 6th in the conference, and they only allowed about 350 yards per game, which is 5th in the conference actually. So this defense is actually a very good defense, not towards only Maine but against other teams, and this was just expected by the Seawolves defense to come out and give Maine's offense trouble, because that's exactly what they've been doing, especially in these last 2 games against Delaware and against the Richmond Spiders. Like you said earlier, they have won every game against the turnover battle, so the Seawolves come out and play great defensively and try to win the turnover battle against Maine, or try to just make sure Maine have a tough time going down the field and trying to score on them and put up points against the Seawolves defense.
Yeah, and from what you've seen so far, Chuck Priora's got to be pretty happy. And now you get Tycho Fields coming out on the field again. He gets an opportunity to maybe make up for that missed opportunity, the missed throw that definitely would have had Harris, I believe it was, in for 6. What do you expect to see on this next drive for Stony Brook?
Well, I continue to see them trying to get Ty Lawton going, because we saw on our first drive the Maine's defense was all over him basically after the first 2 runs, when he was just averaging 3.5 yards per carry, and it probably went down to probably 2 yards per carry or 1. And we expect them to feed Ty Lawton, because that's their feature back and that's their guy that they've been able to turn to this whole season. So we'll expect more of Ty Lawton in this drive, and with that, Tyco Phil's going to be able to run a lot of play action and hit his receivers in stride.
All right, so we're back here on the field. Stony Brook's offense starting from about the 45-yard line, their own 45. Shotgun snap, play action. Fields rolls out right, hits it, looks like neck cap, but that's only going to have a gain of about 1 or 2 on that short pass play.
Yeah, and that was just great defense by Xavier Nurse right there. Great tackle, making sure Syndicated gets no yardage after the catch, and that's exactly what he did. Beautiful tackle, beautifully played by Xavier Nurse.
Yeah, he wasn't fooled on the play action a lot and coming across the left, and stayed with Netcat, and he didn't really have anywhere to go. So we have a 2nd and 8 here from Stony Brook's own 47. Shotgun snap to Fields. Throws a quick screen out to the right. Looks like Hunter Hayek, I believe, down the right side for a gain of... He was just short of the sticks, it looks like. So maybe 7 yards on the gain there. So now Stony Brook, another 3rd down, but manageable 3rd and 1. Clock ticking. We got 5 minutes, 50 seconds here left in the first quarter. Stony Brook getting the call in from the sideline. Field set up in the shotgun. One back to his right. Gets the snap, hands it up the middle. And we got a big pile up there. It's going to be close. But I think he might have gotten it.
It looks like he got the first down to me.
It looks like he got the push there. I believe that was Roland Dempster, yeah. So they do get the first. And they're over midfield now into Maine territory. Ball set up there at the 44 of Maine. And Fields is back in the snap. Gets the shotgun snap. Fakes the handoff to Netcat. Finds the receiver out to the left side. And he gets a catch at about a 10-yard gain, but runs for another 8 or so.
Yeah, and that was just a great run by Khalil Nguyen, actually. If you look at that play, he faked this corner. It looked like he was going to go deep, and they went short, and then catches the football.
And we have a quick snap here from Stony Brook. Quick handoff to Netcat, and he gets a big push from that offensive line. It looks like he's going to have about, maybe 6 yards there on the carry after looking like he was going to be stood up after 2.
And that was just a great push by the offensive line. Making sure they push the defensive lineman back and making sure that Syndicated gets more yardage on the run.
Stony Brook working with a little tempo here on this offensive drive. And it was a 5-yard gain for Netcat. So he's got still on the field to Fields' right in the shotgun. We have the snap. Hands it off again to Netcat. And he's going to have another gain of about 4. I don't know if he quite got the first there. Looks like they're going to mark him short. So we'll have another 3rd down, and it looks like Stony Brook wants to get a quick snap here. Fields under center. Snaps, and he's going to sneak it up the middle, and they got a big push there. And he's going to gain about 4 or 5 on that.
Yeah, and what I'm noticing on this drive, the offensive lineman is just making sure the defensive lineman doesn't, have any leverage against them, and just pushing the defensive lineman back and making sure that the Seawolves are able to move the chains offensively, especially on this drive. And this is just great blocking by this offensive line, as we're seeing here.
Yeah, the offensive line getting big pushes on these run plays, giving Fields time when he's dropping back to pass. So here we go. We got Fields in the shotgun, receives the snap, hands it up the middle again, and that is going to go nowhere. Maine's defense was ready on that play.
Yeah, now it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
I believe that was Jaden Cook on the carry. So going back to that earlier hook route from, I believe it was Newton. He made that, he ran the hook route, caught the ball, made a move on the defender, and got a big gain for Stony Brook, something that they're going to need out of these receivers to help Fields out. It looks like Fields got the defense to jump there. He's going to throw one up in the end zone, but it's going to go out of bounds incomplete.
I don't think the flag was thrown.
It looked like he got one of the main defenders there to jump off sides, but maybe he was able to hold himself back from actually going over the line of scrimmage. So it looks like Fields kind of took a chance there, thinking he was going to get the flag as well, throwing it kind of into double coverage there in the end zone. But to no avail, no flag, so we have 3rd and 10 here. Stony Brook from the 14. Fields in the shotgun, gets the snap, rolls to his right, looking to run, nowhere to go, and he's just going to have to run out of bounds. A clogged up side of the field there for Fields, nowhere to run, nowhere to throw, and he didn't force it, he just took it out of bounds, and I think the field goal unit's going to come back on and try to double this score up to 6.
Yeah, and this is just great defense by Maine in the red zone, making sure that the Seawolves don't put up 6 points against them and forcing them to kick a field goal. But this Seawolves offense needs to get going in the red zone, because that's 2 red zone trips you had, and you're going to probably walk away with just 3 points. So you just got to keep that in mind, that the next time they get to the red zone, they need to put up 6 points instead of putting up 3 points against this Maine's defense. Yeah,
this could come back to hurt, Stony Brook. We were talking about a bend, don't break mentality for Stony Brook's defense, and so far that's what Maine's been able to do. If they keep this to just a 6-point game, all they got to do is go down the field once, score a touchdown, and they got the lead again. So
exactly.
A couple missed opportunities here. We're going to have, it looks like, about a 32-yard field goal attempt for Stony Brook after a little bit of break in the action. So here we go. Stony Brook sets. The ball is snapped, placed, but it looks like we're going to have
looks like it's going to be a false start.
A false start. You rarely see that on a field goal. So, we'll push it back 5, and now Stony Brook will have to attempt a 37-yard field goal. A little bit more pressure now for the kicker here. So here it is. Stony Brook, ball snapped, placed, set, kick, and that is right down the middle. No question about it. So they go up 6. Settling for field goals, but, you'll take the points where you can get them for sure. So 2 for 2 on the day for Angelo Guglielmello. Yeah. So, quite the name there. But, 2 for 2 on the day for field goals, and he's the reason why Stony Brook has 6 points right now.
Yeah, it's the reason why they're up 6-0, but Sewell should be up 14-0 if they were able to score in the red zone. But interesting story about Guglielmello, because before the Richmond Spiders game, he only made 1 field goal attempt, and then he made about 3 against Richmond, and then today he hits 2. So this kicker is actually getting going, and now the Seals are able to trust the fact that their kicker can make the field goal if they don't score in the red zone, so they won't have to force so many opportunities to score with a really good kicker on their team.
Yeah, a little hot streak of his own during the team's hot streak. Although I don't know how hot you want your kicker to be, because you'd rather be scoring 6 than 3.
Exactly.
Especially in the red zone. So here we go. We got Stony Brook kicking the ball off. Maine will take it to start at about the 11, and he's got another hole to go through and finds his way up to about the 36-yard line for about a 26-yard return.
It looked like it was a short kick, by the way, and it just led Maine to have good field possession to start their offense.
Yeah, and this time there's no flag, so Maine will be able to actually, have that good field position. So, Stony Brook's probably going to want to start to clean that up a little bit on the special team. So,
so he won't break off for a long run for a touchdown later in this game.
you don't want to break off for a long one, and you don't really want their offense starting, almost in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So here we go. Maine takes the field. Robertson in the shotgun, hands it to his right, and he's got nowhere to go. 3 Stony Brook defenders there to swallow up. I believe that is Brock.
Yeah, and that was just a great job by the Seawolves defense, making sure that Brock has no running room on that play, and for a fact, that was a loss of run on that play, and that was going to bring up 2nd and 12. So just a beautiful job by the Seawolves defense, making sure Brock has nowhere to go in the running game.
Yeah, and it was a loss of 2 there on that play. So now 2nd and 12. Robertson in the shotgun, gets the snap, looks to his right, and it's deflected, and it looks like it's going to be ruled incomplete. Definitely, very well could have been a fumble there. It looks like that might have been a backwards pass.
And that was just a great job by Isaiah Givens, coming up the blitz, bringing pressure, and making sure that the quarterback has no room to throw with nice pass deflection on that play. So now it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, so now it's going to be 3rd and 12. Givens, like you said, came right up the field. It was supposed to just be a quick snap, throw to the right, like a quick swing pass, and Givens was able to, get in between it somehow. Moved about 5 yards in less than a second, it seemed.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to have some kind of... Okay, so they were just reviewing amongst the other refs. It is going to be ruled an incomplete pass. We mentioned it. It looked like it could have been a backwards pass, in which case would have been a fumble, and Stony Brook would have had possession, but ruled incomplete. So we're going to have 3rd and 12, but we're going to have another timeout here. So they're going to review the play for real this time, not just a huddle amongst the refs. And to me, it seemed like a backwards pass at the initial look. I don't know what you saw, but I would not be surprised to see Stony Brook with possession after this review.
Yeah, it looked like a backwards pass, and you see, this is why if you're on the referee side, you let the players play until the play is dead, because that could have been a touchdown by the Seawolves defense if they rule it on Seawolves side. But hopefully the Black Bears, that don't come up with a turnover, because it will really look bad and really look scary against this Seawolves team.
And how about this Stony Brook defense? We talked about this could be a defensive matchup. Maine so far has been bending but not breaking. No touchdowns given up. Stony Brook came out first drive for the defense, 3 and out. Now they're coming out. It was 2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss on the run, and they may have forced a big play turnover, which, like you said, could have been even 6.
Yeah.
As we look at the replay here, man, I mean, to me it looks like it was a backwards pass, but so whether we're gonna have to see here if and that's definitely a backwards pass. After seeing that angle, I'd be surprised if this isn't overturned. So we have about 49 seconds here left in the first quarter. Stony Brook leads 6-0. And if this is not overturned, it'll be a 3rd and 12 for Maine. But if it is, then obviously we'll have 1st and 10 for Stony Brook, and we'll have to see where they decide to spot that ball.
Yeah.
So, right now we're just playing the waiting game, I suppose. To me, it seemed definitely like a backwards pass. We'll have to see what the official review is. But if it's 3rd and 12, as we have called right now, what would you expect? You think Maine's just going to kind of maybe run like a draw and just clean up the mess that has been made from this Stony Brook defense, or you think they'll try and push it down the field?
I say try to push it down the field, because this Seawolves defense have this Maine's offense figured out, basically. Like, they know exactly what they're doing and making sure that the Maine offense puts up no yardage against the Seawolves defense. And if I'm Maine, I'm trying to get something going offensively, because if you have to give the ball back to the Seawolves offense with being down 6-0, then you would not want that at all.
And after seeing multiple angles of this replay, it seems clear to me, I don't know exactly how you feel, but that it was a backwards pass.
Oh, no, it looked like a backward pass on that play, yeah.
And should be ruled a fumble. And like you said, really, kind of a shake your head moment at the refs for blowing that dead, because Isaiah Givens, deflects it, picks it up, and he should be running for a touchdown. They blow the play dead, and now it looks like likely Stony Brook is going to have the ball somewhere in the deep territory of Maine side of the field.
Bro, let's see what they ruled. This play, it looks like the offense is actually walking on the field.
Yeah, it looks like Stony Brook's offense is starting to walk out on the field. So it is going to be first down Stony Brook, as we thought. After that backwards pass was deflected by Givens, and recovered by him. Unfortunately, they blew it dead. Otherwise, Stony Brook would be celebrating a touchdown right now.
Exactly.
But instead, they're going to take over at. I'm going to see where they mark this ball, just because they blew him dead mid sprint to the end zone.
I think it's spotted at the 25-yard line, actually.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have it actually at about the 18.
Yeah.
All right, so Stony Brook's going to take over here, 1st and 10, with 49 seconds left in the first quarter, with a 6-0 lead. Seawolves in the lead, and have a chance to put more points on the board here. So here we go. Fields in the shotgun once again from the 18, gets the snap, hands it off to Lawton. Lawton runs to his left, finds a hole up the middle, finds another hole, breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Seawolves finally find their way into the end zone, put 6 on the board, and it looks like
it's going to be a flag.
It looks like we got a late flag on the play. Not sure, but it looks like it might be coming back.
Yeah.
And that's a killer. That
is actually a killer, because this was actually a nice run by Tyson Lawton using his shiftiness. Well, it looked like it was going to be he had nowhere to go, but then he was able to use his quickness, making defenders miss, and scores a touchdown. But unfortunately, the play has to be called back, and now it's going to be a 1st and 16 on the 24-yard line.
Yep, so Stony Brook looks like probably a hold. So after the hold from the 24, Fields in the shotgun, gets the snap, throws to his right. It is Lawton again, and he's met pretty quickly there at the line of scrimmage from about 4 or 5 Maine defenders. And it looks like it's starting to get chippy here a little bit, as we have some shoving and pushing back and forth. Refs trying to break up the small pile here. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3. But like we said, met pretty quick. So after that 1st and 16, we'll probably be set up for 2nd and 13, excuse me. As the first quarter kind of ticks down here to the end. And it looks like we've hit that point. So at the end of the first quarter, Stony Brook is up 6-0. We thought that they just had a touchdown there, but got called back. So 6-0 at the end of 1. And Stony Brook will resume once they switch sides of the field.
Okay, thanks, guys. Matt Mankiewicz in the studios of WUSB. Let's get you up to date on everything that's going on outside of this game, and we're going to be keeping pretty busy. And let's take a look at what's going on in particular the CAA, because a few games that are minutes away. New Hampshire visits Albany. And then you get William and Mary in Delaware at 1. 2 o'clock, Villanova and Elon, Townsend and Richmond. 3:30, Rhode Island, UMass, Campbell, and James Madison. In terms of the locals, NBA was pretty busy last night. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Detroit Pistons 96-90 on the road. And the Knicks pull out a win against the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, 113-98. NHL action, the Islanders are in Winnipeg. And later on today, you have the Stony Brook Seawolves men's soccer team taking on UMBC in the America East Tournament at Laval Stadium. That's at 4 o'clock. But right now, we got football to take care of, so let's send it back to the guys.
Yeah, and we are, moments away here from the start of the second quarter. So, Mo, what did you see in the first quarter out of Stony Brook that they can kind of reflect on and kind of build on for, the second quarter and the rest of this game?
Well, the biggest thing was the Seawolves converting on third down, which they struggled all season on, which was third down offensively, and they was able to convert on third down every time this drive, except for when they got to the red zone. But they was able to move the ball offensively and move the chains, but when they got to the red zone, they was not able to come out with 7 points. They were only able to come out with just 3 points. And the Seawolves defense needs to be better at, Seawolves offense needs to be better at scoring in the red zone. That's the only struggle they have so far against this Maine's defense.
Yeah, they need to finish drives. They need to put the stamp on the drive and finish it for 6. But other than that, you got to be happy with what you've seen if you're the head coach of Stony Brook. And for Maine, you kind of need to come out with a total different level intensity in this second quarter, as you've really got nothing going offensively. The defense has been bending, not breaking, but you can only push that so far. If Stony Brook keeps working their way into the red zone, they keep having plays where it seems like they score, gets called back because of their own penalties, but it's only a matter of time before Stony Brook puts 6 on the board. So, if you're Maine, what are you looking to do both offensively and defensively?
Well, try to figure out the Seawolves defense, because they have not been able to score or even move the chains or gain a first down against the Seawolves defense at all. And you want to be able to try to move the ball offensively against the Seawolves defense to have a chance in this game, because the way it's looking, the Seawolves have been dominating Maine this whole first quarter. So let's see what happens in the second quarter as the Seawolves have the football.
So Fields gets the snap in the shotgun. He looks long and deep, and he throws, and it's going to be broken up by a combo of 2 defenders from Maine. He was looking end zone on that play. It looks like trying to find the receiver.
Tyler DeVera.
Yeah, Tyler DeVera, and broken up, trying to go big for 6 on that 2nd and 16 play, but now Stony Brook forced to a 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 from the Maine 24-yard line.
Yeah.
So here we are, just seconds into the second quarter. Fields is in the shotgun. Player in motion to his left side. He receives a snap in the shotgun, looks left, looking long, has time, and he's going to sneak forward. And he's down the left sideline, puts a move on a defender, but he's only going to pick up about, a few yards there after all that. But there is a flag on the play, so we'll have to see what that's about. And there was just really nowhere to go for Fields through the air or on the ground, really, on that play.
Yeah, and we'd like to see what the flag is on the play.
It looks like it's going to be against Maine. So... It sounded like they called it illegal block in the back, but on the defense. So...
Yeah. That's very ironic, but...
So... Either way, it looks like we're going to have 1st and goal here for Stony Brook as the ball's placed at the 8-yard line. So another opportunity in the red zone for Stony Brook to try to break through with a touchdown. Fields in the shotgun. Gets the snap, hands to Lawton. Lawton down the right side of the field, stiff arms a defender. Now cuts it back to the left side, and there's no one there, and he's just going to walk in for a touchdown. Nobody home on the cutback, and Tyson Lawton runs it in for 6 on an 8-yard touchdown carry.
Wow, that was just smart by Tyson Lawton basically right there, because he saw nobody on the cutback, because it looked like if he would have ran the design play, he would have gotten stuck. So he cuts it back, and there's no middle linebackers to fill in the gap for a cutback or safety, and nobody was there in the end zone as he goes untouched on that play. So that was just very smart by Tyson Lawton, cutting it back, and now the Seawolves will actually be up 13-0.
Yeah, and the extra point is up and good. So Stony Brook now goes up 13-0 against Maine, in Maine, with 14 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second quarter. And we just saw, and that's really the power Tyson Lawton has. You know, sometimes he gets going with a head full of steam. The defense just wants to go all the way down to that side where they think he's headed. And he had the frame of mind to look up, see the cutback, and nobody on either team was really on the left side of the field, so he just cut it back and he strolled in for 6.
Yeah, and he's able to do that because he's so quick and he's so elusive, and that's exactly what I've been saying all season. Because he's so quick and elusive, he's able to make defenders miss tackles and able to fool defenders and be able to cut it back whenever a play looks like it's going to be stuffed or don't look good on the offense. And he's really able to improvise on that play, especially because, like I said, there was nobody there. It looked like the play was going to get stuffed and it was going to be a loss of yardage, but he cuts it back and scores a touchdown for the Seawolves, and that's going to put them up 13-0.
Yeah, and we talked about it. That Stony Brook's offense coming out the last couple drives, putting a lot of pressure on this Maine defense. Maine was able to force them to field goals, but there's only so much they could take, especially getting no help on the offensive side with 3 and out and turnover, and, eventually Stony Brook was able to find their way into the end zone. So we'll have the kickoff now as Stony Brook sets up. 14-15 left in the second quarter here. Ball is kicked. It's going to be received, handled at about the 8-yard line from Maine, and he's going to have himself a nice little return again, finding his way to about the 29-yard line where he stopped by the Stony Brook defense.
Wow. The Seawolves has done everything perfectly on defense but special teams, because these returners of Maine is getting good field possession for the Maine's offense, but that is something to keep your eye on, because if they break loose for a touchdown on special teams, that's not going to look good for the Seawolves defense at all. So you want to keep your eyes on that special team, because they're getting great yardage and great field possession off these nice returns.
And here's the Maine offense as they take the field again. Pretty much have done nothing up until this point. Robertson in the shotgun, gets the snap, hands to his left, and Brock is swallowed up after about a gain of 1.
And as you saw in that play, there was just like 3 white jerseys surrounded around Brock, making sure he has nowhere to go. And that's what the Seals defense has been doing, being able to contain Brock, making sure he has no room in the running game against their defense.
And you have to excuse me, Mo, that was actually Elijah Barnwell on the carry. Got mixed up between the 20 and 28 numbers on the jersey. So Robertson in the shotgun again, sends a player in motion on his right side, gets the snap, and we're going to have a flag, maybe a little bit of movement on that line.
Yep, it looks like it's going to be a full start. Just going to bring them back.
So more trouble for this Maine offense early in this game, and really it couldn't be, you couldn't have written it any better for the Stony Brook defense up until this point. So we'll have a 2nd and 14, 13 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Robertson in the shotgun from the Maine's own 26-yard line, fakes the handoff, play action, drops back, throws a deep ball down the right side, and there was a jumble up there in the middle of the field. 2 players collided. I don't see any flags, so I guess maybe just two players' feet getting tangled up there. Robertson was looking for a home run ball, but it looked like 2 Stony Brook defenders to 1 Maine receiver.
And if Randy didn't fall on that play, it looked like it would have been picked off, because that was just not a smart decision by Robertson trying to go for the home run if there was 2 defenders right there in coverage.
So we have a 3rd and 14 here, and Robertson's just going to hand it to his right and let Barnwell run, but I think he is going to be short. Picked up a good gain there, but still short of the first. So after about a 9-yard run, the punting unit's going to come out for Maine, and another 3 and out for this Stony Brook defense.
Yeah, and like I said, the Seals defense has been playing phenomenal all afternoon, making sure Maine has no room in the running game and making sure that their passing game, they have no time to air it out and bringing pressure to Robertson. So it's going to bring up another 3rd and out, and the Seals gain possession again. So
on 4th and 4, Maine punts it down, and it looks like Netcat is going to fair catch it at Stony Brook's own 30-yard line. So now Stony Brook will get the ball again. They have the lead 13-0 here in Maine, and we have 12 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock in the second quarter, and it's really been all Stony Brook up until this point.
Yeah, they've been dominating offensively. I know they only scored 13 points, but that's not really the story of this game, because they could have been walking out with 21 points right now. They could have 21 right now, but the 2 failed red zone trips and then being able to convert on the last red zone trip they had. So they've been dominating them offensively and defensively. They've been making sure that Maine has no time to score, and it looks like it's going to be a home run. And a nice catch by Sean Harris Jr. Todd Phils placing a nice dart to Sean Harris Jr. on that play, and it's going to bring up 1st down and 10 and deep into Maine's territory. Wow. Yeah, nice ball.
An absolute missile from Tykel Fields, as I think Maine was too focused on the player in motion to the left side there. They totally forgot what was going on down the field. And now we have a quick snap from Stony Brook as Fields hands it to Lawton, I believe. Yep, Lawton. And that's going to be a gain of 3 after, a push from the pile of that Stony Brook offensive line. But going back to that big play for Stony Brook, it looks like that player in motion caught the eyes of the Maine defense, and Harris was able to get down the field and really make I think it was about a 60-yard gain there for Stony Brook.
Yeah, that right there puts them in the red zone, and that was just a nice run by Sean Harris Jr., beating out the whole defense and making sure that nobody was there to catch up with him on coverage. And that's just the weakness of cover 2 right there. The middle is going to be wide open, and Sean Harris Jr. just ran a nice post route, and that's exactly what just happened.
So on this last play here, Fields kept the ball on an option, ran down the left side, and gained the 1st down. So now here's Stony Brook 1st and 10 from Maine's 14-yard line, and he hands it to Lawton for just a couple-yard gain.
And going back to that read option play, that was the first time that play was called this whole game, and I was surprised because they should have been calling that play a lot of times, especially in the red zone trips, because this Maine's defense cannot contain Todd Phillips because he's so fast. And with you having a great option game, you keep your eyes on the quarterback, then the running back eats off on offense, and they have a really great running back offensively, Todd Lawton, so they should be able to run read option a lot more with Todd Fields and Todd Lawton in the backfield.
So it looks like we're going to have a timeout here from Stony Brook, I believe. Check that last play was Saban Netcat actually on a short gain of 1 yard. So we're going to have a 2nd and 9 from the 12-yard line. Stony Brook in the red zone again, threatening again. And if they're able to put another touchdown on the board, they could take a 20-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that will go with a lot of momentum on the Seawolves side, because if they're able to go up 20-0 against Maine in the second quarter, it's going to bring a lot of panicking on the Maine's offensive side because they're going to have to try to score and try to be able to be back into this game. But let's see what the Seawolves can do with this red zone trip.
All right, so Stony Brook back on the field. Offense comes out. Fields is in the shotgun. Ball at the 12. Sends a player in motion from his left. Fakes the handoff to his right. Rolls left. Throws it to the back of the end zone. And it is broken up by a couple of Maine defenders there. It looks like Fields was trying to target... Who was that there? That looks like Damian Caffrey, the tight end. But it broken up in the back of the end zone. Fields had dreams of 6 there.
Yeah, and that was just a nice break up by the Maine secondary, and now it's going to break up 3rd and 9 in this red zone trip.
So we have another 3rd down here in the red zone from the 12-yard line. 3rd and 9, 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Stony Brook winning 13-0. Fields commanding the offense from the shotgun. Receives the snap, looks left. Looking left, throws it deep side of the end zone and incomplete. It looks like it was a decent ball from Fields, but just potentially dropped from DeVera there.
Yeah, and DeVera needs to come up with this because if he's able to come up with that, that would have been a touchdown.
It looks like it went off the fingertips there, DeVera. So I think we could say another missed opportunity there from the Stony Brook offense. Maybe could have been a bit of a better throw from Fields, but definitely could have been a catch from DeVera as well. So now Stony Brook brings the field goal unit on again for the 3rd time today. Ball is snapped, good, placed, kick is up and good. So Stony Brook will now go up 16-0 with 10 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And really, as we've been saying, they could have a lot. They could have a lot more points on the board.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of missed opportunities in the red zone, but at least every time they was in the red zone, they were able to come up with points. So that's the positive side of it. But they could have been really up by 4 touchdowns if they were able to convert on all 4 red zone trips they had.
Yeah, so
this game.
Well, sorry to cut you off there, but 4 trips to the red zone. Mm-hmm. As you said, they come away with points on all 4
WUSB
trips.
Stony Brook.
But 3 field goals, 1 touchdown. That's not really the breakdown you want if you're Coach Priore here for Stony Brook.
Yeah, you want to, every time you go to a red zone, you want to score. And it's funny because all 4 drives were in the red zone. Not one has been a punt or... Yeah, punt. There's all been in the red zone, and they have not been able to convert touchdowns on all red zone trips. They've only been able to convert only 1 touchdown out of 4 red zone trips against this Black Bears defense. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you going into halftime.
Yeah. No, absolutely, and we could be looking at a 28-0 game right now if Stony Brook was a little bit more crisp in the red zone. But they've left the door open for Maine to kind of climb back into this game. Still, 16-0. That's still only 2 possessions. You haven't even pushed it to a 3-possession game yet, even though you've scored on 4 your first 4 drives. So. When the action kicks back off, we're gonna have another kickoff from Stony Brook. We've seen some pretty nice returns here from Maine. It's been probably their best plays, to be honest. So, how do you make sure that the kickoff isn't taken back for 6?
Well, like I said, that's something that you want to pay attention to if you're the Seawolves special teams, because they've been able to get great yardage on each of the times they kicked off the ball to Maine, because these returners are doing a nice job gaining great field possession for this Maine's offense. It's just the Maine's offense just can't convert and put up any points against the Seawolves defense. So this is something that you want to pay attention to if you're the Seawolves special teams, because every time they had great yardage against this Seawolves special teams defense.
Yeah, Stony Brook is definitely going to want to stay in their lanes. So here we go. We have the kickoff, caught again at about the 10-yard line, and he finds another lane, and here he goes, and he goes over midfield and is finally tackled by, it looks like, Dempster for Stony Brook, but he brought it all the way into Stony Brook territory. I think that's going to be at the 48-yard line.
And that was just a great return by Devin Young. And what I said earlier is that this is something you want to pay attention to, but this Seawolves defense cannot catch a break on special teams. They just allowing great yardage by this Maine's special teams returners, and that's going to come back and haunt them if Maine want to get back into this game, to be honest.
So more great field position now for Maine's offense to start out. They've done nothing up until this point, but Robertson in the shotgun takes the snap, hands it to his left, and that's going to be about a gain of 3 or 4 yards for Brock. Brings it down to the Stony Brook 41-yard line, it looks like.
And this is actually the first time Maine has been in Seawolves territory.
Yeah, the first time today they've made it into Seawolves territory, and that might have been one of their biggest gains, actually, for the offensive side. So here we go. We got a lot of action at the line of scrimmage for Maine. He's going to take the ball under center, gets the snap, turns, hands off to the right side, and he is stuffed. Nowhere to go for Brock of Maine as he's met by 2 or 3 Stony Brook defenders. And we're going to have, it looks like about a loss of 2 maybe on that play. That'll set up a 3rd and 8. It looks like that tackle was led by Jaden Jackson, I believe, of the Stony Brook defense. So here we are, 3rd and 6. He was able to get back to the line. Robertson in the shotgun, gets the snap, looks over the middle, throws the ball, and it's dropped. It is dropped there by Devin Young. The man we've been talking about all day from Maine, pretty much.
Surprise drop by Devin Young right there. And if he would have caught that pass, it would have been a first down. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to catch that football. And now the Seawolves will get the ball back on offense. Another 3-and-out by Maine's offense. And this is just abysmal on Maine's side.
So another great stand for Stony Brook after, the special teams giving up very good field position. And we're going to have another punt here for Maine, but it looks like we're going to have a quick stop and play. So 4th and 6. Punting unit on the field for Maine. The ball is at the 40. Oh, and they're going to bring it back now. So they're moving the ball back. I guess maybe a delay of game penalty. So now, ball at about the 45-yard line on the Stony Brook side of the field. Maine snaps the ball back to the punter, and he's going to kick it down far sideline, and it is actually caught by one of the Maine gunners at the 11. Looks like they marked it at the 12-yard line. So deep in their own side of the field, Seawolves will take over.
Yeah. And that's the one thing Maine has been doing good this whole afternoon, which is special teams. Other than that, they can't get nothing going defensively, offensively. So special teams are the ones that are putting them into this game, but they need to score offensively. They can't come out with every drive punting the football back to the Seawolves offense.
So we'll have a 1st and 10 here for Stony Brook's own 12-yard line. The ball is snapped to Fields in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, looks to the left side, is complete, and that is Newton for about a gain of 9. I'm not sure if he had the first down there. He was right near the sticks, but yeah, they're going to mark it about a yard short. So here's Fields under center. Could be a sneak. It is a sneak, and he's going to push forward and gain about 2 or 3 yards there for a Stony Brook first down.
And the great thing about this Seawolves offense in the passing game, they're able to hit quick throws and then catch you off guard with hitting a deep ball downfield. And once again, a great quick pass by Tyker Phillips to Khalil Newton. And that led them to a second and short, and then an easy convert on second and short to be a first down. So let's see what the Seawolves offense have in store against this Maine's defense on this drive.
So from the 23, Fields receives the shotgun snap, hands left to Lawton, and he's going to gain about 4 yards down the left side there for Stony Brook. We have 7 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the second quarter. Stony Brook leads 16-0 against Maine in Maine. And it's really been all Stony Brook so far. Scored on all 4 of their first drives. Unfortunately, settled for field goals on 3 of those 4 scoring opportunities. But we're here, 27-yard line. The ball is snapped back to Fields, hands it to his left, and that is pushed forward all the way up, right up, I think just short of the first down yardage. But we do have a flag on the play. That was Dempster again on the carry for about a gain of 5.5.
And it looks like that penalty will be on Maine.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a penalty, a personal foul penalty. So that will be a first down for Stony Brook. And it's going to be 15 yards as well, tacked on to the end of that run. So I believe Stony Brook finds themselves in Maine territory now. Or no, just short. So we're right there. Stony Brook on their own 47-yard line, middle of the field. And they're working their way down for the 5th time today. So here's Fields in the shotgun. Has a player in motion to his left, receives the snap, fakes the handoff to Dempster to his left, looks right, throws down the right sideline, and that's going to be incomplete. Looking for Newton again, but we have another flag, and based off Newton's reaction, it looks like it's going to be pass interference or holding on the corner.
Yeah, and it looks like it was holding on the corner on that play because it looked like he grabbed him for a little bit. So it's going to bring up another penalty on this Maine's defense.
Yeah, and they're starting to crack now, for real. We're going to have another first down, another 10 yards gained for Stony Brook, and they're whether it's penalties or just making plays, they're working their way down the field again today. So the ball will be placed at the 43-yard line in Maine territory. Stony Brook up 16-0. 6:20 left in the second quarter. We'll have a 1st and 10. Fields in the shotgun. Looks like Dempster's to his right. 2 receivers set to the left side. Fields receives a snap, hands off to Dempster up the middle, and he finds a hole, and he breaks a tackle, and he's wrestled down there at the 33-yard line.
Dempster is really tough. Breaking a tackle and running it for 8 yards on that play. That was just a good run by Dempster.
Yeah, he was able to find the hole, and he made at least one move on a Maine defender and was able to find his way for 8 yards. So we'll have a 2nd and 2 from the 35 in Maine territory. And Stony Brook's just, working the clock a little now. No reason to hurry when you're up 16.
Yeah.
Fields in the shotgun. He's got Lawton to his right. And he's going to hand off to Lawton. Lawton across the left side, down the left sideline, and he'll have enough for the first down and a few yards more. Probably about a gain of 4 or 5 down on that left sideline. Yeah, and another first down for Stony Brook. And
they just keep moving the chains against this Maine's defense, with Maine committing penalties, and then the Seawolves capitalizing on their penalties. So
1st and 10 for Stony Brook. We got 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Stony Brook up 16-0. And Fields is in the shotgun. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff to his left to Lawton. Looks deep down the right sideline, looking for the end zone, and it's picked off. It is picked off and downed in the end zone for a touchback by, that is 41 for Maine. So that is Shakir Smalls, the defensive back, the redshirt freshman for Maine, and he comes up with a big play for Maine to maybe try and start to turn this thing around.
You see, and that is just a bad job by Tyker Phil's part. why you're trying to play aggressive when you're up 16-0 and then throws it into double coverage, and it's less likely for the receiver to come up with that football if you're throwing it into double coverage. And that was just a great pick by Shakar Smalls, just reading Tykel Field's eyes on that football and picking it off. And Tykel Fields looked good for the most part until that interception. And now that's going to bring a lot of momentum on Maine's side, because that's the first turnover or the first stop they had against the Seawolves offense all afternoon. So that was just not a good decision by Tykel Fields on that play.
And you got to be shaking your head because, we even talked about Fields having to take care of the football, pregame and early in this game. And he's done that up until this point. He's made good, crisp, clean throws, and he's really let his backs do the damage in terms of the offense. But we talked about coming into today, he's got 6 passing touchdowns but 8 interceptions, and now he's got another interception, and just really not the smart thing to do. There was no reason to put it there. They were working their way up the field, running the ball, making quick passes, and he, like you said, he throws it into double coverage, and now Maine is going to have another opportunity to kind of cut this lead in half. Before halftime. So we'll have Maine will have 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line with 4 minutes 49 seconds left in the second quarter. Stony Brook does lead 16-0 as we inch closer and closer to halftime. So hopefully for Stony Brook, it's business as usual as far as the defensive side of the ball. Yeah.
Hopefully the Seawolves defense can come up strong and making Maine pay for turning over the football against Tykel Fields. So it'll be very interesting what happens here, because they expect Maine to come up with a lot of momentum on this drive off that interception by Shakar Smalls.
Yeah, and really, if not now, when for this Maine team? Because, like we've said, they really haven't had anything going other than the special teams. And, now they get a big turnover, and they take the ball from their own 20. So here we go. Robertson receives a snap under center, hands to the right, and here's Brock, and he finds a hole, and he's going down the right sideline with some speed over midfield, down the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and pushed out of bounds there. And here's a big play. Here's the swing of the momentum that we just talked about, Mo.
Yes, and that was a huge momentum on that side, because he just ran for 69 yards. Before that, he wasn't getting anything in the running game, and he just breaks off for a 69-yard run against the Seawolves defense, and that must just feel so good on Maine's side, because they were at least able to get something against the Seawolves defense.
And there was just a huge hole there for him to run through. So here we go. From the 11, Robertson hands it off back to Brock, and he gets no gain. Stopped in the backfield, and that's King.
Yeah, and that's no surprise, to be honest, because he's a really great tackler. He leads the CAA in tackles, and that was just a nice job by Tyler King coming up the middle and just tackling Freddie Brock on that play and making sure he has no room to try to score in his end zone.
All right, so here we go. We got 2nd and 10 from the 11. Stony Brook back against the wall. They are up 16-0. We got 3 minutes 42 seconds left in the second quarter, and Maine trying to put some points on the board for the first time today. Robertson under center, sends a man in motion to his right, back to his left, fakes the handoff, drops back, throws it over to Brock down the right side, down the sideline, and he finds the end zone for a touchdown. Maine put 6 on the board for the first time today and cut this lead to 10 pending the extra point.
And that was just an easy check down to his running back and a nice run after the catch for Freddie Brock, and that's going to lead to Maine scoring a touchdown to put this game within 1 possession if they go for 2 here. And that is something that you did not want to do if you were the Seawolves, to give momentum to Maine's side.
Yeah, and absolutely. So we had the big turnover from Fields, throwing the pick in the end zone, and then Maine bounces back with a 69-yard run from Brock. And now, with that field goal being good, although there is a flag, Maine will have cut this lead to 9.
Yeah, and that was just off that 69-yard run by Freddie Brock, and then Freddie Brock catching the touchdown. So that whole drive was just Freddie Brock. That whole drive, he was just everywhere, running and catching. So
yeah, and literally, I mean, the first play was a 69-yard run. The second play, they handed off to him again. He got no gain, and then the third play of the drive, they run the play action off that motion man to the left. Stony Brook, it looks like, kind of fell into their trap, and then he was by himself down the right side and kind of walked in, for 6. We are going to have a penalty on this extra point against Stony Brook.
Actually, it's against Maine, unsportsmanlike conduct, actually.
Okay, so it might have been offsetting penalties. I'm not sure, because it looked like we had... Okay. So I think the ref maybe just made a mistake pointing both directions. So it looks like it is going to be against Maine. It will go on to the kickoff. So Stony Brook now could have better field position to start this next drive after that penalty. We'll see what their special teams can do. But you got 3 minutes, 28 seconds left in the half. To kind of put a few more points on the board after kind of a little stunning moment, I'm sure, for Stony Brook. You had 2 big bad plays in a row between the interception and the long run for Brock.
Yeah, and let's see what the Seawolves do to respond to that Freddie Brock touchdown.
So Maine and Stony Brook special teams take the field. Maine getting ready to kick it off. It looks like they're going to have to do it from their own 20-yard line. So this could set a very favorable field position for Stony Brook after that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the extra point.
Yeah.
Stony Brook leads 16-7 in Maine. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left in the second quarter. And here is Maine with the kickoff from their own 20. Sends it down to about the Stony Brook 20. And I guess he caught it on a knee. So he's going to be down right there, it looks like. Kind of an unfortunate thing, but he's got to be more heads up, I think, than that to, go down to knee on the catch, because, you could have had very favorable field position, and now you're on your own 17.
Yeah, and I didn't know what was the problem with the fact that he took the knee.
I think he just caught the ball and went down, like, while catching, he was down to a knee, so he kind of gave himself up. Once your knee is down, in college your knee is down, and that's the end of the play. So an unfortunate happening there for Stony Brook, but here we go. From their own 17, Fields takes the snap in the shotgun, play action, and looks down the right side of the field, but it looks like he made a connection to Hunter Hayek down the right sideline.
Yeah, it looks like that too.
And it looks like it's going to be a pretty big gain there for Stony Brook. Kind of lost sight of it there, but he rolled right, threw on the run, and he had Hunter Hayek all the way down to the 49 on a big play.
Oh, that was just a nice throw by Tycat Fields, because it looked like Tycat Fields was about to get sacked on that play, and he just throws it up to Hunter Hayek, and Hunter Hayek comes up with the football, and it's going to be first down and 10 on their 35-yard line.
No, I think it's going to be. He made it all the way down to about the 47 now that they're gonna put the ball on. So the only thing now is I did see, I believe it was Fields on a knee on the field talking to one of the trainers. So is he going to be okay? He
should. He just took a hit by one of the main defenders. Like I said, he was about to get sacked, and he throws it up to Hunter Hayek for a nice 30-yard completion down the field.
So he is walking over to the sideline. So we'll see what what's going on with him. But
so that's gonna bring the backup in, actually.
Yeah, if that is the case, then I believe Joshua Zamet it is. Zamat might come in and kind of take over for this offense that has been pretty much rolling up until this point.
Yeah.
So, a big play from Stony Brook, but it could be a big loss if Fields, does in fact have a serious injury. It didn't seem too bad, but as we said, he walked off under his own power, and seemed to be relatively okay. But the backup Zamat is in, the redshirt junior from Millville, New Jersey, and he's going to hand it off to Tyson Lawton after receiving the shotgun snap. And Lawton brings it right up onto midfield, the 50-yard line. So we'll have a 2nd and 7 with 2 minutes, 20 seconds as the clock ticks down. Stony Brook leads 16-7, and Fields is already back in the game.
Yeah.
So
that was just one of those hits, and it looks like it's going to be an offside.
And offsides. Oh, okay. So Fields could have had a free play there, but they blew it dead. Blew it dead before, I guess, the ball was snapped. So that's going to be offsides. They'll move the ball up 5 yards, and Fields back in the game. So, a sigh of relief for the Stony Brook faithful. They'll have second and 2, I believe, now from the Maine 45-yard line with 2 minutes. I believe it's 2 minutes and 10 seconds left after a quick discussion between the ref and Fields. So we got 2 minutes and a running clock, 5 seconds left in the half. Stony Brook 16, Maine 7. Fields takes the shotgun snap, hands it off to Lawton, runs up the middle, and he'll gain another 5 or 6 yards.
And that was just a good run by Tyson Lawton, just running it up the middle and getting yardage.
Yeah, so another first down for Stony Brook. And, we didn't really have time to credit Fields as we were figuring out the injury, but after throwing that big interception on the last drive, he came right back on his next throw and threw a big play to Hunter Hayek down the sideline to have a huge gain. So, really shows the poise from Fields. So here we go from the 40, and now it looks like we're going to have a false start on Stony Brook.
Yeah.
So a couple back-to-back penalties on both sides of the ball. So we'll push it back 5. Stony Brook will have it from Maine's 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15. We got 1:31 left in the half. Stony Brook leads 16-7. And, Stony Brook's going to definitely make a push here to put some points on the board late in the half. So Fields in the shotgun, gets the snap, hands it to Netcat, I believe. And that's going to be a gain. Oh, no, that was Lawton. My apologies. So Lawton takes the carry down the right side. I think that's going to be a gain of 4. So they're only giving him... They're going to give him 2 yards on that carry. And the clock ticks. Stony Brook still has all 3 timeouts. So does Maine. As the clock now will tick under the minute mark, and Stony Brook has the ball on the 43-yard line. Fields in the shotgun, takes the snap, throws a quick slant pass to his left. It is caught by Hunter Hayek, and that's only going to be a gain of, it looks like, 3 yards. So we'll have a 3rd and 10. Stony Brook takes their timeout, I believe, with 50 seconds left in the half. So 3rd and 10, you are not quite in field goal range yet. So, what are you doing here if you're Stony Brook? You want the first down, but you don't want Fields to force anything because, if you turn the football over again, you could set up some more points for Maine. So, what do you expect to see here from Stony Brook after this timeout?
Well, you expect them to probably throw it short and try to gain a first down, but if not, then it's going to break up a long field goal by Giggle LaMelo.
Maybe we'll see, one of those quick screen routes again and try to let Harris or Newton kind of, do the work on their own. So here we go. The snap from the 39. Fields drops back, and he's receiving pressure, rolls to his right, breaks a tackle, still rolling, and he's going to be forced out of bounds at about the 37. So not enough to get the first. Does pick up a few yards on the play. Took about 10 seconds off the clock, so 41 seconds left in the half.
And it looks like the offense is going to stay in.
So, we'll see what happens. Although now it looks like they're making their way to the sideline, so maybe not. I think we are going to have, we're going to have a punt here, as the ball was spotted at the 36-yard line in Maine territory. 41 seconds left on the clock. Officially a 4th and 7. And Stony Brook still has the lead 16-7 against Maine here in Maine. Maine's senior game not going probably as they hoped up until this point, but still very much a game.
Yeah. 9-point
game. And, they'll have a little bit of time left after this punt. 41 seconds, 3 timeouts. Plenty of time to kind of work their way into field goal position, or maybe even find the end zone. Okay, so it looks like there might have been a delay of game penalty against Stony Brook, so they'll move it back 5. So now it's 4th and 12. Punting unit's still on the field. 41 seconds still on the clock. Stony Brook still leads 16-7. And we'll have a punt here. So the snap is good. Punt is kicked up into the air, and it drops. And it looks like it's going to be spotted right there at the 1.
And that's just, wow.
That is a great play from the special teams unit of Stony Brook. And it took about 3 players, one on the initial pat back to make sure it didn't go into the end zone, a second pat to keep it at the 1, and then the third player finally jumped on it to make sure it did not keep rolling. So a great play from Stony Brook special teams there.
Yeah, that's the first time they actually did something good on special teams. And now Maine, if they want to go down and score, they're going to have to go 99 yards with only 30 seconds. So I expect them to just run the ball here.
So here we go. Robertson under center, and he's going to sneak it up the middle. And he's going to find himself a pretty good gain here, about 4 or 5 yards, maybe even more, as he got a big push from that offensive line on the QB sneak. And the clock is running, so we might just find ourselves right up into halftime here as the teams head to the sidelines. So that is going to be halftime here. Stony Brook 16, Maine 7. And that's, as the officials blow the half dead, a pretty great half from Stony Brook. You got to be happy if you're Coach Priore, right?
Yeah, because you went down to the red zone 5 times, came up and scored 4 out of the 5 times in the red zone, and then you're able to just, for the most part, stop this Maine's offense and not really give a lot of running room towards Freddie Brock, and making sure that the defense played great against pass coverage and making sure that the running game don't have a lot of room. As we did see, though, that Freddie Brock came for long yardage on the run, but that was the biggest play Maine had offensively.
I'm Jake Myhre alongside Mamadou Sise, and we've had quite an interesting half of football here, because it really has been dominated by Stony Brook.
Yeah.
Really on all ends of the field, but unable to capitalize in the red zone. And 2 really kind of big plays on the negative side for them, the interception from Fields and the 70-yard run by Brock for Maine. And we got a 9-point game. And Stony Brook has left the door open for Maine. They had the swing of momentum there right before halftime, and this could really be anybody's game.
Yeah, because the Seawolves have failed to put up touchdowns on all 4 of the red zone drives that they had against this Maine's defense. And like you said, the Seals have been dominating this Maine's defense the whole game. And they've just been dominant overall because the time of possession, the Seals have 21 minutes and Maine has 8 minutes of time of possession. So that's a whole 13-minute time differential against both of these teams. And it just only took Freddie Brock to run for 69 yards and catching a touchdown pass by Robertson for them to this game to be a 2-possession game against the Seals team. And the Seals have been just dominating all over this game, and it sucks for them that Takel Phillips threw a pick in the red zone and it led to Freddie Brock scoring on the next drive. So they have to take care of the football and be able to run the football against his Maine's defense and making sure that Takel Phillips doesn't throw another interception, because it's going to look bad on them and it's going to look good on the Maine side because they're going to gain a lot of momentum from the interceptions that Takel Phillips throw.
Well, you brought up possession, but how about the total yards? Stony Brook has 244 total yards on the day. Maine has 89. 70 of the 89 yards coming on that one run from Eddie Brock. 19 yards outside of that one play, it's really been pretty much picture perfect.
Yeah, because the Seals have 244 total yards and Maine have a total of just 89 yards, which is bad because most of the yards came from that 69-yard run by Freddie Brock in the first half. And the Seals just need to be able to score touchdowns whenever they have the chance to in the red zone, because coming up with 3 points is going to be the downfall of Maine trying to come back into this game against the Seawolves on their own senior day.
So the defense outside of that one run has played really well for Stony Brook, and we talked about coming into this game winning the turnover battle. Right now, both teams have 1 turnover. You got to hope that Fields will clean it up after that bad interception and take care of the ball moving forward. If Stony Brook can create 1 more turnover, you got to like their chances in this game.
Yeah, because then that would just lead for them to go up by 3 scores. And that's going to really look bad on Maine side, because then they're going to have to come back hard, because they're going to be in a deep hole against the Seals football team. And don't get me wrong, the Seals have been playing good for the most part this game. They just had a little bit of slip-ups, but they've been playing good for the most part this game. So I expect them to be dominant as they were in the first half, but this time try to score touchdowns. That's really much needs to be said for this Seawolves football team.
So we're moments away from the second half kickoff. Maine will receive to start this half. We have Stony Brook winning 16-7. And, we could really see maybe Maine build off this momentum that they kind of had going. The interception, the big play, and then they did stop Stony Brook one time to make sure they didn't put any more points on the board. So we'll see how Robertson can read this offense with Brock and Barnwell in the backfield. So we'll have the kickoff here. Another short one from Stony Brook, and it looks like it was just fair caught there from Maine, about the 25-26 yard line.
Yeah. I was surprised because it was a short kick, so I expect the returner to run for more yardage and stuff, but I guess it was a smart idea for them to nail the football, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
Kind of a theme of this game has been, the short kicks on the kickoff, and we've seen some pretty nice returns out of Maine. Another thing to be following later in the game, but Maine will take possession here, starting at the 25-yard line. Robertson under center, hands off to Brock, and he's met from a wall of defenders, and it's going to be a loss of 1 or 2 yards here. A big stop for the Stony Brook defense. Yeah,
and that was a great job by Redgi DeMarch on that play, making sure that Burnwell had no room in the running game and stopping him for 3 yards on that play. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 13.
So 2nd and 13 here. Robertson now in the shotgun. Looks like Brock to his right from the 23-yard line. player in motion down the left side. Robertson takes the snap, hands it to Brock. Brock has a hole up the middle, cuts it to the left, and is tackled. And that is going to actually be Barnwell on the carry, not Brock. So you have Elijah Barnwell there for a nice pickup. I believe he was able to work his way down and just about pick up that. He was a few yards short. So he's about 2 yards short of the first down. So we'll have a 3rd and 2 big play for the Stony Brook defense. Robertson in the shotgun, motions the back to his right, takes the snap, drops back a few yards, throws it to the back to the left side, and he dropped it. Eddie Brock just dropped it. Oh, not Brock. Oh, no, that was Eddie Brock. So he dropped it, or Freddie Brock, excuse me.
Freddie Brock needs to come up with that football, because if he would have caught that football, there was a lot of room for him to run for the first down and more yardage. So that was just not as planned as they wanted it to be for this Maine's offense, because Freddie Brock had a lot of room, a lot of green grass on that play if he would have caught that football. So now it's going to bring up 4th and 3, and the Seawolves will get this football back. So
Maine punts it away here, 4th and 3, and Netcat lets it bounce, and it's going to take a favorable bounce here for the Maine Black Bears, as it's going to roll all the way down to the 14-yard line after hitting the turf at around the 32-yard line, I believe.
Yeah.
So on that 3rd down play, that's just a case of turning the head a little too early and trying to go upfield before you actually catch the ball.
So that was just a nice bounce by the Maine's punter, making sure that Seba Niket didn't get the ball on their own 30-yard line, and now they're going to be down at their own 10-yard line with the ball spotted on that punt.
Yeah, so a great punt there from Maine, flipping field position. We got Fields in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Lawton, and he's got a wall of Maine defenders. And
that was just a great tackle by Ray Miller. Like we talked about him in the pregame, he was the leading tackler against Rhode Island with 11 tackles, and he's starting to make the noise here against the Seawolves running game, making sure that Tyson Long had no room on that play, and it was for a 1-yard loss, and that was going to be up 2nd and 11.
So 2nd and 11, Seawolves kind of, pretty far deep into their own territory, so you're definitely going to want to at least pick up a few yards here to make it a manageable 3rd down. Fields, play action, fakes the handoff, looking deep down the left side. He's got a receiver, but it is broken up. He was looking for Newton down the left sideline, but there were 2 defenders. Bit of a risky throw there.
Yeah, it was a risky throw, but thank God he threw it in front for Khalil Newton for him to catch it instead of throwing it behind him, because that would have been picked off. So a great throw, but not necessarily a good decision. But still, it was an incomplete pass, and I was going to bring up 3rd and 11.
So 3rd and 11 here. We got 12 minutes, 51 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Stony Brook's leading 16-7. Fields takes the snap in the shotgun, hands it to Lawton. Lawton up the middle, maybe gained a few yards, but definitely nowhere near the sticks. And we will expect a punt here from Stony Brook. So a quick 3 and out from the Maine defense. And, maybe not what they wanted on their first offensive possession, but the defense keeps rolling, and momentum still feels like it's on their side right now.
Yes, because every time the Seawolves run the football, there's just no room for them to run. There's just 4 or 3 Black Bear jerseys surrounded around the running backs, especially against Tyson Lawton, and they're able to just fill in the gaps and making sure that Tyson Lawton have no room to run the football.
So on 4th and 10, Stony Brook punts the ball. It is a short punt. It looks like fair caught from Maine, and they're going to have the ball at around the Stony Brook 45-yard line. So only about a 30-yard punt or so, 35-yard punt. Not really exactly what you want from Stony Brook.
At all, because now it's in the middle of the field, and there are like 1 yard short with them being in the Seawolves territory. So that was just not a good punt. by the Seals right there.
So 1st and 10, Robertson in the shotgun from the Stony Brook 45, takes the snap, hands it off to Brock. Brock up the left side, breaks a tackle, cuts it back to the middle, gains a few more yards before he's swallowed up by the defense, probably about a gain of 7 there. A nice cutback after, a broken tackle there from Brock.
Yeah, it just looked like Freddie Brock was going to get nothing, and he just broke Randy Pringle's tackle and then cuts it back for 3 yards, and now it's just a great tackle by Isaiah Givens, realizing the cutback and making sure he has no space in the middle of the field for him to run the football.
Robertson in the shotgun, gets the snap, throws a slant down the right side, and we do have a flag on the play. It's caught, though, definitely for first down yardage. That is Devin Young. We've been saying his name a few times today. But it looks like it's going to be brought back. I see Maine walking backwards. Guilty faces. So, yeah, it is going to be on Maine. It looks like we have an illegal shift. So 5 yards. And we'll replay 2nd down. So Robertson here in the shotgun once again. Ball placed on the Stony Brook 47. We got a player in motion from the left to the right. Robertson gets a snap, throws a screen to the right side, and it's pretty quickly sniffed out from the Stony Brook defense. Maybe a gain of 3 or 4.
Yeah, and that was just a nice job by the Seals, paying attention to the quick passes and the screen on 2nd and long. So now it's going to bring up, I believe, 3rd down.
Yeah, so we're going to have 3rd and about 8, it looks like. Robertson in the shotgun from the Stony Brook 43. Looks like he's going to make an audible call from the sideline. He's got a back to his right. It is Brock. Receives the snap in the shotgun, drops back, looks right, throws, and it looks like they're going to have the first down just past the sticks. A nice out route down the sideline to that was Sean Bowman, the tight end.
Yeah, and that was just a great job by Derek Robinson, realizing this man coverage, seeing his tight ends on the outside, and just throws it on a nice out route by his tight end, and now it's going to gain a first down by Maine.
So 1st and 10 for Maine. You got Robertson under center now. We got 9:54 in the 3rd quarter. Stony Brook leads 16-7. Robertson takes a snap, hands it off to Brock. Brock's got a hole, but is quickly swallowed up by that was number 23 for Stony Brook. That
was
is
Akil Leyland on that play.
Yep, Leyland.
Stopping
absolutely.
Brock for no gain on that play, and now it's going to make up 2nd down.
Yeah, and that's a big tackle too, because outside of Leyland filling the hole, there was nobody else home. So if he doesn't make that play, Brock has grass to run.
Yeah, it would have been a long run for Brock, but a nice job by Akil Leyland making sure that Brock had no room on that gap.
So no gain, 2nd and 10. Robertson in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks right, throws right, has a receiver, gets the first, and it's going to be a gain of about 13 yards. That was, it looks like, Montego Moss, for the wide receiver from Maine, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, on the 13-yard gain.
Yeah, and that was just a nice quick pass by Derek Robinson. And now you're starting to see this Maine offense gaining a lot of momentum and moving the ball offensively, because that's their 3rd first down they picked up on this drive. And they continue to move the chains, and now they're in the red zone against the Seals defense.
So ball on the 20 of Stony Brook. Robertson in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking deep down the left sideline for the end zone, but he overthrows Moss, who he just had on the previous play for a 13-yard pickup, but overthrown. He had him, too. He was open.
Yeah, and Derek Robinson needs to be able to hit those throws, because if he didn't overthrow Montego Moss on that play, Maine will be having 6 points right now instead of being 2nd down and 10. So he just needs to be able to hit his receivers in stride and making sure they're accurately throwing balls to his receivers.
So we have an injured Seawolf now. He's laying down on the field, so we are going to have a timeout from play. I'm not sure who it was here. Maybe we'll get a chance to see on the on the replay. But, yeah, something that we've seen so far on this drive, first downs from Maine's offense, and a little bit more time for both Robertson as well as, holes for the running back to kind of, gain some yards for.
Yeah. Robertson is having a lot of time in the pocket to be able to hit his throws, and we need to see more pressure by the Seawolves defense because they was able to get to him in the first half, but it looks like this Maine's offensive line has figured out how to contain this front four of the Seawolves.
So the injured Seawolf was Gregory Young, the defensive back, redshirt junior from Clinton, Maryland, able to jog off on his own power, so he looks like he's going to be okay. We'll see if we can report back on that later. But we have a 2nd and 10 from Stony Brook 20. Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, shovel passes it forward, but there's really nowhere to go for, I believe that was Xavier Scott, the wide receiver from Maine, on the little quick shovel pass, as we see a big play picked up in the NFL and college world. Right? So they did gain 1 after all that. So we'll have a 3rd and 9, ball in the Stony Brook 19. Robertson sets up in the gun. Brock to his left, and he's got 2 receivers on either side of him. And now we have a timeout from Stony Brook. Guess they didn't like what they saw before that play. Didn't want to give up a big first down or maybe even a touchdown, as we are in the red zone here.
Yeah. So timeout called by Chuck Prior, and with it being 3rd down in the red zone, what do you think Maine should do here against the Seawolves defense in order for them to convert on the first down or score a touchdown on this play?
Well, I think your biggest play, obviously you had the biggest play was that one run. But outside of that, all the other runs, you really haven't had anything more than maybe 5 yards at best. So I think you're definitely going to want to look for a pass down the field, maybe some kind of slant or out route that Robertson has shown he can definitely hit and stride his receivers for first downs. So here we go. Robertson takes the snap from the shotgun, throws a deep ball to the corner of the end zone, and it's broken up. He definitely had his man. It was Moss again. And I don't know if he dropped it or if Stony Brook's D-back got his hand on it, but either way, the ball hits the turf.
WUSB Stony Brook.
They don't get the touchdown, and they'll bring the field goal unit on the field.
Yeah, and that was a surprise because it looked like Montego Moss had the football to me, but it looked like it was broken up by Randy Pringle. And now that's going to be a field goal attempt by the Maine's kicker. So that was just a win by the Seawolves defense, only putting up about 3 points on this drive.
So big field goal here for Maine, as it is up and good. About a 38-yarder about. And that cuts it to 1 score now. We got Stony Brook still leads 16-10 over Maine, but, it breaks it down to 1 possession. So now Stony Brook's offense has to wake up a little bit and start to, if nothing else, get a few first downs, give some time for this defense to kind of catch their breath and regroup. And, obviously, best case scenario, put some more points on the board and extend this to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, with it only being a 1-possession game, it's very crucial for the Seawolves to actually go down and score here because they actually need to score against this Maine's defense, because now Maine has a lot of momentum because it was a 2-score game and now it's a 1-score game. So if they don't go ahead and score, all Maine has to do is go down and score a touchdown and the lead is theirs.
So now we kind of come to maybe the first time outside of, the very beginning when it was 0-0. And even then, maybe there's not even a ton of pressure. But now the pressure turns up a little on Stony Brook. Yes, they still have the lead. But, if you go down 3 and out or don't really move the ball and Maine gets the ball back, they have the momentum. They've just went down and scored some points. Pressure starts to turn up now on Tykel Fields and the rest of the Stony Brook team. And we'll see what kind of effect that plays on them.
Yeah, like you said, now it's up to Tykel Fields and his offense to go down and score. In the first half, the Seawolves really look hot against this Maine's defense. As I said before, they went in 4 of their drives, and all of them were red zone attempts. So let's see if the Seawolves can get in the red zone against this Maine's defense. But this Maine's defense has been able to play good so far in the second half against this Seawolves offense. So let's see what Taco Phillips can do. And also, let's see if Tassan Lawton gets a lot of room in the running game, because he has not been getting a lot of room in the running game against this Maine's defense all afternoon.
So Maine's kickoff unit takes the field after the field goal. Stony Brook leads 16-10. We have 7 minutes 33 seconds left in the third quarter. And one thing I'm going to be looking for, Mo, is can Stony Brook's offensive line continue to get that push that we saw in the first half? We didn't see it on their last drive, but can they get back to what they were doing in the first half, getting that push and giving Lawton and Netcat and even Fields, the opportunity to have a few yards untouched and then give them the opportunity to break a tackle, make a move. So here we go. Maine kicks the ball off. It's a kick to about the 10. Stony Brook returns, and he's got a hole down the left side, and that is Harris. And he's going to take it right up around the 30. Let's see where they do mark him out there.
That was a really nice return by Sean Harris Jr. for 32 yards, and the ball's going to be placed on the 36-yard line.
Yeah, so they will have it at the 36, 1st and 10. So a nice return for Stony Brook. Good field position, and we'll see what Tykel Fields and the rest of the Stony Brook offense can do with it. 7:26 left in the third quarter. Stony Brook still up 16-10. Fields lined up in the shotgun. Stony Brook's offense getting set here. Looks like he's got Lawton to his left side in the gun, 3 receivers to the right. He takes the snap, looks to his left, throws a quick pass to the tight
end.
That is number 10.
Tyler
the tight
DeVera,
end, Tyler DeVera, yes, absolutely. So a quick pass and a pretty good gain there. Looks like 5-yard gain, quick. Fields looks to the sideline for the next play, trying to get this offense set up. Fields sets up in the shotgun from Stony Brook's own 41. He's got Lawton in there with him. He hands it off to Lawton, down to the right side. Lawton looking for a hole, finds one, and pushes it up for about a gain of 2 or 3 at best. So now we're going to have another third down, although Maine is arguing now that they have the ball. It doesn't look like the refs agree at the moment. They're ruling third down.
Yeah, they're ruling that he was down by contact.
Not what Maine wanted to hear, that's for sure. So we will have a 3rd and 2 here. It looks like Lawton was able to get up to about the 44-yard line. So 2 yards needed. Fields in the shotgun. Lawton to his left. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He takes the snap, drops back, looks left, throws quick, and it looks like they're going to get the first down. Oh, no, he dropped it. He dropped the ball. That was Delonte Helms Jr. And I think he just dropped it on that one, Mo. Looks like he should have had it.
It looked like he should have had that football, and he just dropped it. Wow.
About a quick 4-yard out route that it seemed like Fields hit him in stride, but just ball found its way through his hands. And now Stony Brook's going to be forced to punt here. Kind of a big play. So we'll see if they can at least flip the field. The punt is kicked from about the 34, and Maine makes a fair catch at the 13-yard line. So a pretty good punt there, but a missed opportunity for sure to gain that first down on the drop from wide receiver Helms Jr.
Yeah, that was definitely a missed opportunity, and this Maine's defense caught a big break on that play, because if they would have converted, it would have been first down, but unfortunately they didn't convert. And now the Maine's offense get the football back, and it's a 1-score game. So now they have a lot of momentum to try to put the Seawolves down 1.
Yeah, and not only could they have gotten the first down on that play, but they could have flipped the field into, bringing the ball into Maine territory.
Yeah.
And, you figure maybe one more first down, and they're in field goal range. So a big drop from Helms Jr. Hopefully that won't be the story of the game, because if Maine comes down and scores, Stony Brook's got some ground to make up. So we'll have a 1st and 10 from Maine, deep in their own side of the field. We got 5 minutes 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Stony Brook still leads 16-10. Stony Brook has 2 timeouts. Maine has 3. And nothing crazy so far in this second half, but Maine was able to go down, put a field goal up. So, what do you expect to see from this Maine's offense, coming out for this next drive after they were able to put points up their last drive?
Well, the last drive, Robertson looked really good. Like, he was getting a lot of quick passes, and for some reason, the Seawolves front four was not able to get pressure against this Maine's offensive line. So I expect Derek Robertson to continue to keep his momentum going and have a lot of rhythm like he's having right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was really the first time we've seen Robertson look comfortable today. So we'll see if he can look the same way on this drive as they come out. He's in the shotgun. Ball is snapped 1st and 10 from the 14. He throws a quick screen out to the right side, and it's caught and tackled after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. That was Young again, the receiver we've been talking about all day from Maine. So it was 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 from Maine. Robertson in the shotgun. Brock to his left. Takes the snap. Looks right. Throws quick. And it looks like he's going to have the first down there. Gain of 5 or 6 from, I believe that is the tight end from Maine, Steve Petrick. I'm not sure if it was Petrick or Antonio Corsi. They both wear 86. So one of the 2 tight ends for Maine, able to pick up about 6 yards on that quick throw and catch from Robertson to the tight end for the first down. Maine from their own 25, Robertson in the shotgun, tight end motion from his left, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking, he has time, throws down the middle, and it looks like it's a big throw and catch. Caught by Moss down the middle of the field, about a gain of maybe like 20 yards there, it looks like, Mo.
Yeah, that was just a great catch by Montego Moss for 19 yards. And like I said earlier, we're starting to see Derek Robertson just stay comfortable in the pocket, which he's really good at because he has very great pocket movement. And he's able to stay comfortable and hit this pass to Montego Moss for 20 yards, and it's going to put them near the Seawolves territory. And
so on the next snap here, we have a handoff, it looks like, to Barnwell as he moves up the right side. Able to get pretty close to the sticks there, I believe. Pretty big pile up, so let's see what we have here. Actually pushes it, and it looks like he got 8 yards, so we'll have it looks like he got the first down. Okay, so we have another snap here. Robertson hands it off, and this is Barnwell again, I believe. Yes, it is Barnwell. The 20 and 28 keep slipping me up between Barnwell and Brock. So it is Barnwell again. First down for Maine after another pretty big run. Nothing crazy, but Maine is definitely feeling the momentum, riding the wave, and getting some big gains now from this push of the offensive line. So 1st and 10. Ball is on the Stony Brook 38 after a few positive plays. Robertson, play action, fakes the handoff, looking downfield, nothing doing, so he sneaks, and he's able to pick up about 3 or 4 yards before he slides to protect himself from the Stony Brook defense. So, ball's placed at the Stony Brook 33. Robertson looking to the sideline along with the team for the next play call. It'll be 2nd and 6. We have 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Clock is ticking. in the third quarter. Stony Brook still leads 16-10, but Maine is now threatening. They're right around field goal position. So Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, looks right, throws, and it looks like it might have got a hand on it from the Stony Brook defensive back.
Randy Pringle.
It looks like Randy Pringle might have got a hand on it. He was Robertson was looking for Young there down the middle of the field. I believe it was a seam route, but Pringle able to break it up. 2nd and 6. Maine definitely working with a little bit more tempo now than we saw earlier in the game. Robertson going to set up in the shotgun. Empty backfield. 2nd and 6. And we're going to have a timeout, I believe. Timeout from Maine. Yeah, we're going to have a timeout here from Maine as we approach.
Actually, no. Looks like it's going to be a flag. Illegal formation on the offense.
Okay, so it is going to be illegal formation. Interesting. They hadn't even really gotten set yet.
Yeah.
So after the illegal formation penalty, that'll push Maine back 5 yards, and that's going to make a tough third down now for sure. We're going to have 3rd and 11 from the Stony Brook 38. So here's Robertson in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, looking downfield, has plenty of time, throws over the middle, and it is caught by, that was Michael Monios, I believe, the wide receiver, sophomore from Montreal.
Wow. And the amount of time you just had to be able to just place this ball to Michael Manios for the first down in the middle of the field for 17 yards is just unbelievable.
And give Manios credit for holding on to that ball. Took a big hit over the middle after he got his hands on the ball. So 1st and 10 for Maine on the Stony Brook 21. Robertson takes the snap, play action, throws it, and it's picked off from Stony Brook. That's Pringle.
Wow.
A huge interception from Pringle. The man we talked about could have a big turnover in this game.
And that was just, once again, clutch by Randy Pringle. He had a clutch interception 2 weeks ago against Richmond. And another clutch interception against Maine, because that, if he didn't pick that off, it looked like Maine was going to go down and score. And that is just a huge win by the Seawolves defense to come up with the turnover. And now the Seawolves get the ball back with 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go in the third quarter. So a great job by Randy Pringle with the interception.
So Stony Brook will take over possession as the ball was intercepted in the end zone. So they'll take it from their own 20. Fields in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes it to Lawton, has room on the option, but only for about 4 yards as he runs out of bounds. But going back to that interception, must have been a miscommunication between Robertson and Young, because it looked like Young was running towards the back of the end zone where Robertson may have thought he was going to cut it across the goal line, and Pringle just cut it off.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful job by Pringle.
So after the 4-yard keeper from Fields, Stony Brook's going to have a 2nd and 6. We have a running clock, minute and 8 seconds, as Stony Brook has the lead, 16-10, and now momentum has kind of swung back onto their side.
Yeah.
Field in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks left, throws left, but it was a low throw. He had his receiver down the left sideline, but kind of threw it at his feet, and the receiver really never had an opportunity to make the play there.
Yeah, and that was just a low ball thrown by Tyker Fields. And if he was able to hit Awful a little more to his right, then it would have been caught for a first down.
Yeah, Teddy Awful with the sophomore from Bloomfield, New Jersey. So now it brings up another third down for Stony Brook. 3rd and 6, 58 seconds left in the third quarter. And Fields in the shotgun, takes the snap, 2 backs on either side of him, looks right, and we have a flag, and the play is blown dead. Surprise, looks like the snap got off before. We'll have to see what the penalty is here. Oh, we're gonna have a false start. Kind of a late call there.
Yeah.
As I didn't even see the flag till Fields had definitely caught the snap and and was already looking downfield for, it seemed, a few seconds. So we'll push back the Seawolves 5 yards, and that's going to make this a much tougher third down now. 3rd and 11 after the costly false start penalty.
Yeah, instead of it being 3rd and medium, now it's going to be 3rd and long.
So Fields sets up in the shotgun. Ball is on Stony Brook's 19. He takes the snap in the shotgun, looks deep down the left side of the field. He's got a receiver, but he overthrew him. But it looks like we have a flag. I think we're going to have a pass interference. Fields looking for Newton down the left sideline, and Newton definitely, although he still looks unhappy, so we'll have to see who this is going to be on. Maybe he's just unhappy that he's getting held and he wants to score touchdowns.
Yeah. Actually, looks like they might. Yeah, that looks like there's a flag on the Maine's defense right there.
All right, so we'll have to see here. There's still a little bit of huddle here with the officials down that left sideline. Still trying to figure it out. And Newton's getting in on the little conference here. Chalking it up. So it looks like we are going to have pass interference against Maine.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a 15-yard penalty. We'll have a first down. And Stony Brook still rolling now.
Yeah, that was just a call that is going to hurt Maine because it looked like they had the Seawolves on their toes until that pass interference call, and now it's going to bring the Seawolves offense 15 more yards, and now they're going to be put on their 34-yard line.
So we'll have a 1st and 10 for Stony Brook after the pass interference. Ball is on the Seawolves' 34-yard line. Field set up in the shotgun. He's got a back to his left. The ball is snapped. He hands it off to his left. It is Lawton. Lawton finds a hole, gets a push, and pushes it for about 4 or 5 yards. And we'll have 2nd and medium for Stony Brook. Going back to the pass interference, that could prove costly for Maine because, coming off the turnover that they just had, if they were able to force Stony Brook 3 and out, you kind of keep the momentum in the middle. But you let Stony Brook run some more time off this clock. As we see, the clock is ticking 21, 20, 19 seconds left in the third quarter. If Stony Brook goes down and scores, it could be a little too late for Maine.
Yeah.
So here we go. We have 2nd and 7 from Stony Brook 37. Fields takes the snap, hands off to his right. That's Lawton again, and he's going to push it to the 41. So about a gain of 4. So it'll be 3rd and 3. And that's going to bring the third quarter to an end on that run. So we're back here. It's Jake Myhre alongside Mo Sise. And Mo, we're heading into the fourth quarter here. Stony Brook leading 16 to Maine's 10. And Stony Brook kind of working their way down the field now after a big pass interference to extend the drive.
Yeah, and that pass interference call actually hurt Maine because now that's going to give the Seals more momentum and try to put the ball into Maine's territory on his 3rd down.
So here we go. We have Stony Brook back on the field as well as Maine. Fields in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to keep it, but that might have been the wrong decision as he's met by about 4 or 5 Maine defenders on that 3rd down play, and he is not going to have the first down. Nowhere close.
Yeah, and that was just a great job by Ray Miller sticking with the quarterback on that play and to bring up 4th down, and Maine will get this football back.
Yeah, so it was a loss of 2 on the keeper from Fields. He might have had better luck giving it to Lawton on that last one, but either way, we have 4th and 5. Stony Brook going to be forced to punt. Still in the lead, 16 to 10 against Maine. 14 minutes, 22 seconds on the running clock going. So here's the snap. Stony Brook punts, and it looks like we're going to have a fair catch at about the 25-24 of Maine. So Maine will have the ball. Decent field position. Down 6. Go down, score a touchdown, and you got the lead.
Yeah, especially in the fourth quarter, you will want to take the lead against the Seawolves football team because then you'll have the momentum on your side, and you just have to play hard for one more quarter, and this game is yours.
And something they haven't had all day, which is the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Since since the beginning 0-0, Stony Brook's had the lead ever since their first field goal. So here we go. Robertson in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it to the right. It looks like it is going to be Barnwell as he works his way up the middle for a gain of 5. So here we go. We're going to have 2nd and 5 as the clock keeps ticking. 13 minutes and 47 seconds in the fourth quarter. Stony Brook leads 16-10. Robertson in the shotgun from Maine's own 30. Hands it off to the right again. Why not? And it looks like Barnwell is going to be brought down a few yards short of the sticks. I think we're going to have a 3rd and 2. And I haven't seen Freddie Brock in a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know if Maine feels like they're riding a hot hand in Barnwell, but you would have figured from that big run from Brock earlier in the game that, maybe he's got an injury he's dealing with or something. Speaking of injury, we have a down Seawolf, and we'll have a little bit of break in the action on the field. So, can't quite make out who that is for the Seawolves. But when play resumes, we're going to have a 3rd and 2 for Maine on their own, I believe it's 33-yard line. So do you expect Robertson to turn and hand the ball off once again, or maybe switch it up with a pass downfield?
Well, you want to keep the defense guessing, so you want to probably run the football here because it's 3rd and 2 and you're having a lot of success in the run game, especially in the second half. So I'll just say keep it with just the running game.
So it looks like that was Smith down for the Seawolves, able to walk off under his own power. And we will have the 3rd and 2 now. Maine from their own 33. Robertson in the gun. Actually, that doesn't look like Robertson. It's someone else, but he's going to try to take it himself up the middle.
And it looked like he was probably short.
He might be short. It's going to be close. We'll have to see what the refs decide. It looks like that was Xavier Scott, the wide receiver, the senior in the shotgun, who took that direct snap and tried to run up the middle. But he is going to be short. We're going to have 4th and 1, but it looks like Maine's going to keep the offense out on the field. Or maybe not. As I say that, they change their minds, and I believe the punting unit is going to be coming on.
Shocking to me because if I was Maine, I would have actually went for it on 4th and 1, being down 6 in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes to go, but it looks like they have better ideas. And
now we have a timeout from Maine, so maybe they're not sure even themselves what they want to do. So 4th and 1 could be a big play. Just because the offense left the field, though, doesn't mean you have to, just assume they're punting. You got to be careful if you're Stony Brook, some kind of trick play, some direct snap, because 1 yard, not super hard to get. So, you got to be on your toes if you're Stony Brook. It's going to be 4th and 1 here from the 34, and it's really not even a full yard. It might be another length of a football. It's really inches here.
It looks like they're going to go for it here.
So the offense comes back out onto the field, tight formation, and it's going to be a keeper for Robertson, and I think he has it.
Looks like he was stopped, actually. Yeah, it looked like he was stopped by Reddicky Samaj.
Stony Brook is going nuts over here, but and Maine's offense is leaving the field, so I guess he was stopped. Crazy because the pile looked like it was pushed a few yards, and I figured that Robertson was right in it, but I guess he got swallowed up behind the pile, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Stony Brook, a huge stop from this defense.
Yeah, that was a big one because if Maine would have converted, they would have been in the Seawolves territory. But instead, now the Seawolves get the ball back with good field possession with 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So we should probably see, well, actually, they're in Maine's territory, actually. So we should see what they will do offensively.
So 1st and 10, shotgun snap to Fields, hands it to Lawton down the left side, and he's got room.
Hey, he's gone.
He is going to be ruled out, it looks like. It looked like he might have had a touchdown, but I think he stepped out of bounds.
Wow.
Maybe around the 10, it looks like they're ruling. I'm not sure quite yet. Let's see where he stepped out on this replay. Right there, it looks like one of those 2 steps. So he's going to be just around like the 13-yard line, I believe. But a big play from Tyson Lawton, something we haven't really seen since his touchdown earlier.
Yeah, and that was just a nice stretch call by the Seawolves, and then running the halfback stretch to Tyson Lawton, and Tyson Lawton running it for 21 yards on that play, and potentially that could have been a touchdown if he didn't step out of bounds.
So Fields takes the shotgun snap, hands it to Lawton again, up the middle. Why not give it to Lawton again? And he's going to gain another 4 yards as the Seawolves take time off the clock, keep moving towards the end zone. And as we said, he stepped out at the 13 earlier, so they are in the red zone again. Still an opportunity to get one more first down, as it is 2nd and 6 from the 9-yard line of Maine. And 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Stony Brook leads 16-10, so a touchdown here could really kind of, give them some breathing room, if you will. Fields takes the shotgun snap, play action, throws it to his right. It's Lawton, and he's wide open, and he walks in as he gets hit entering the end zone. But a huge touchdown for the Stony Brook Seawolves. Lawton's 2nd of the day.
And that's exactly what the Seawolves needed. They needed to score a touchdown against this Maine's defense to put this into a 2-possession game. And that was just a great job by Tyson Lawton on this offensive drive, because this drive was just all him.
And where is the Maine defense? He's by himself, at the 4-yard line, wide open, catches the ball, turns, and walks into the end zone.
Yeah.
Although it looks like
kick.
Stony Brook may have missed the extra point there.
Wow.
So that keeps it at a 12-point game. Still 2 possessions.
And that ends his streak that he had over the game against Richmond and the game against Maine. So Mello misses his first kick in the past 2 games. So that is very shocking. But a nice job by the Seawolves scoring on that offensive drive in Maine's territory, because Maine did not get it on 4th and 1, leading to Tyson Lawton. Huge run for 21 yards. And if he didn't step out of bounds, that would have been a touchdown. But then once again, Tykel Fields finding Tyson Lawton off the play action, checks it down to his running back, and he was just untouched until he got to the end zone. And like you said earlier, where was Maine's defense on that play? Nobody covered Tyson Lawton on that play, and it was just a wide open walk into the end zone before he got tackled in the end zone. So
nowhere to be found is exactly where they were. But Lawton finds the end zone for the 2nd time today. Kind of making a case for probably player of the game, if you will. He's got 20 carries on the day, 81 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. And through the air, he has 2 receptions, 9 yards, and another touchdown. So
he's responsible for Stony Brook's 2 touchdowns in this game.
So yeah, I mean, he's obviously the obvious candidate for player of the game. But you can't count out Maine yet. It's 22-10. Stony Brook has a 12-point lead. There's 10 minutes, 47 seconds left. So a big play from Maine, and Stony Brook's right back in the same position they were just a moment ago with a 1-possession game.
Yeah. And that's just thanks to Tyson Lawton on that drive once again.
So we'll have Stony Brook getting ready to kick off to Maine again. As I mentioned, 10 minutes, 47 seconds left in this game. Stony Brook has a 12-point lead. And, outside of, they've given up the 10 points. They had that big run to Brock, but this Stony Brook defense has played really well today.
Yeah, they played exceptional today, and making sure that Robertson doesn't really have time in the pocket. Although in the second half, he's been having more time inside the pocket, but the nice interception by Randy Pringle and then the nice stop on 4th and 1 to make sure that they don't have time to answer against the Stony Brook's offense.
So Stony Brook kicks it off. It is caught at the Maine 23-yard line, I believe. And kind of surprising once again, Maine just kind of fair catches it with what seems like a bunch of room to run, especially coming out of the first half where they've had some big returns to put their offense in great field position to start drives.
Exactly.
So the Maine offense will come out again. They'll have 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. And they're in a tight formation right up there on the line of scrimmage. Robertson is under center. He's got motion tight ends to his right. He takes the snap, turns, hands it off. I believe that is Brock, and he is met quickly. That was
Brandon Lopez on that play.
Brandon Lopez with a huge stop. Honestly, it looked like Brock just ran into a wall there.
Yeah, and that was just a nice job by Brandon Lopez filling up the gap and making sure he has no room, no space in that run game.
Now, surprising here, Maine, not really in any hurry as the clock is ticking after that run. 10 minutes, 15 seconds. Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, hands it off again, and it looks like that'll be a gain of about 2 or 3 for Freddie Brock. Kind of surprising here to see no tempo and a couple of runs as you're down 2 possessions, and now the clock is ticked under 10 minutes.
I'm surprised there's no urgency on the offensive part because you're down by 2 scores and 9 minutes to go. You need to be able to have some urgency and go hurry up.
So we'll have a 3rd down here, 3rd and 7, but it looks like we're going to have a timeout. Not sure. Oh, it looks like we have an injured Seawolf on the field. Not sure who this is. Can't see around the crowd over there. But so a referee timeout for the injury. So when we get back to the action, we're going to have a 3rd and 7 from Maine after 2 runs that amounted to 3 yards. And really no sense of urgency, which is surprising given they're down 12 points with 9 minutes, 42 seconds left in the game. As soon as we can, we'll try to get the name or number of player that is down on the field for Stony Brook. But another big opportunity for this defense to get a stop or maybe even create a turnover if you force Robertson into an uncomfortable situation.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, can't see who it is, but walking off the field with some help from the training staff, unable to identify which player that was, but able to get up and get off the field, which is always good. So here we go. 3rd and 7 from Maine's own 28-yard line. 9 minutes, 36 seconds left in the 4th. Stony Brook up by 12. Robertson in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to his right, getting pressured, breaks 1, throws it down, and it's going to be broken up by Stony Brook.
And that was just a nice pass breakup by Dejon Owens. Wow. And it looks like the quarterback for Maine is down, actually.
Yeah, so he received, it looks like Stony Brook sent in a blitz, and he was able to kind of break off the first tackler, and then a second one was coming after him, kind of wrapped him up around the legs. He was able to get the pass out, but as we said, broken up by the Stony Brook defense.
Yeah.
And I believe it's one of Maine's linemen now is down.
Actually, I thought that was quarterback. My
Not sure who it is. It's definitely one of the offensive linemen, though, down on the field. surrounded by the training staff. So a big stop from Stony Brook on third down. We'll have to see what Maine does here. Kind of a predicament because it's not fourth and short, but you're down 2 scores, only 9 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game. Do you think about going for it here?
Well, you're deep in your own territory, so you might as well just punt the football and hope your defense can get a stop against this Seals offense, which they have been doing when the ball has been placed in the Seals territory in the second half. They've been able to stop the Seals offensively, so I would just say punt the ball and try to get a stop.
So the player down for Maine was Kevin Jones, the offensive lineman, the junior from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, being helped off from a couple fellow offensive linemen, not really putting a lot of weight on one of his legs. So hopefully he is okay. The cart was not necessary, but he does seem to be in some pain and distress for sure. But able to make it to the sideline for Maine. So we'll see what Maine kind of comes out and decides to do on this 4th and 7. I believe that is their punting unit. So they're going to punt. They're going to rely on that defense. You got to hope for a quick 3-and-out or a turnover forced. Otherwise, you might not have enough time. Just simply that. So 4th and 7 from Maine zone 28. The snap is back to the punter, kicks it away, and it's going to be fair caught by Netcat at the Stony Brook 31. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Stony Brook. They have the lead 22-10 in Maine on senior day for Maine. Seniors probably aren't feeling very good right about now, nor that home crowd. So 9 minutes, 18 seconds, and I would imagine you got to think for Stony Brook, stay in bounds, take care of the football, and probably see a lot of Tyson Lawton on this drive. Stony Brook offense takes the field. Fields in the shotgun, or in the pistol. Lawton just a few yards behind him. Sends a man in motion, hands it to Lawton up the middle. Lawton puts a spin on a defender, but then is swallowed up shortly after that. Gain of a few yards. Clock is ticking, and we'll get down under 9 minutes. It'll be 2nd and 9 after just a gain of 1 from Lawton. And Lawton is approaching, slowly but surely, 100 yards rushing on the day.
You only need 18 yards for it.
So we have 2nd and 9 here. Stony Brook on their own 32. Fields in the shotgun, Lawton to his left. Fakes the handoff to Lawton. He's got pressure in his face, rolling right, throws it. We'll have to see. Definitely incomplete. I guess there was a receiver in the area, or he got it past the line of scrimmage, so just getting the ball away. But that does stop the clock, which is somewhat costly. But, you know, Stony Brook does have a 12-point lead, 2 possessions, so we'll see here, 3rd and 9. You'd obviously love the first down, but I think, if nothing else, you want to get this clock rolling. Stony Brook still on their own, 32. 3rd and 9. Fields in the shotgun. He's got Netcat to his left. 2 receivers on either side. The ball is snapped, and he's going to hand it off to Netcat to the right side. Netcat finds a hole, and he's rumbling through it. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short, though, of the sticks. We'll see where they mark it. He was able to find a hole, kind of break a tackle or so, and get through that Maine defense, but I still think he's going to be a yard or 2 short as he got up to the Stony Brook 39. So, yeah, 4th and 2. And the punting unit back on the field for Stony Brook. And they can get this clock all the way down to about 7 minutes and 44 seconds if they decide to run it all the way down before giving it back to Maine. So the clock ticks. Maine threatening maybe a block, but not much pressure. Stony Brook punts it away, clean snap. And it's going to be fair caught at the Maine 27. So we'll have 7 minutes, 39 seconds. Maine down 2 possessions as Stony Brook leads 22-10. 1st and 10 for the Black Bears. And I would definitely expect to see a little bit more tempo this possession out of Maine, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I would actually love to see them with a lot of more urgency like they didn't have the last drive, and being able to run a lot of hurry up on the offense.
All right, so Robertson comes back out on the field alongside the rest of his offense. He's got Brock in the backfield with him as he is set up in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Robertson takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, has Young, and that's going to be a pretty big gain. It looks like 15.
And that was a great pass up the middle to Devin Young, and it looks like the play will be coming back because the look on
we're going to have a
face.
Penalty on Maine, ineligible receiver downfield. One of the offensive linemen went a little too far. It looks like that was number 76, Tyree Francois, the junior from Auburndale, Florida.
So now it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on that play off.
And it's going to bring back, it's going to bring back that huge gain, very costly, very costly. So 1st and 15, Maine now push back on their own 22. Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, looks right, throws deep down the right sideline. There's a man there, but it's broken up from Stony Brook from Young and Pringle in the area. It looks like Robertson definitely looking for Young, his own Young, not Stony Brook's Young for sure.
Yeah, and that was just a great pass breaking up by Gregory Young, the second on that play. And now it's going to break up 2nd and long.
Yeah, so now 2nd and 15, you got to at least hope to cut this in half. And I got to think that you might be in 4-down territory at this point, being down 2 possessions. So here's Robertson. He looks to his right, then hands it off left to Brock on the delay. Brock's going to pick up about 5 or 6, so it'll cut it down to 3rd and 10. Take a look at this replay again on that long pass play. I think Maine was
looking for a
pass interference call, but to no avail, as clean defense, the refs say, from Young, the second, Stony Brook's defensive back. So 3rd and 10. Maine on their own 27. Robertson in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking down to the left sideline, throws, has a receiver, but it's dropped as there was close coverage there from Stony Brook's, I believe that was DeHaan Owens.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to be a flag called.
This could be... Okay, so it is going to be pass interference on Owens. I guess it must have been a little bit before the actual catching attempt itself, because he did the receiver did have room to make a play. He just kind of dropped the ball there. So,
yeah.
But anyways, after the pass interference, it'll be 1st and 10 for Maine. 6 minutes 29 seconds left on the clock, and Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, throws a quick swing pass to Brock, but he's blown up, and that is going to be Owens again on the play. This time, it looks like no flag, and that's going to be a loss of a couple yards.
Yeah.
3
great
to
job
be exact.
by Owens making up for that penalty with the 3-yard loss tackle to Freddie Brock in the backfield.
And another another thing here, the clock ticking as it keeps going. Yeah. Just under the 6-minute mark now. 2nd and 13 for Maine. Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, looks to his right, finds a quick out route that was Sean Bowman, the junior tight end. But these little dink and dunk passes aren't going to help Maine much and take up a lot of time.
See, this is the problem with just Maine's offense generally. Like throughout this whole game, they're throwing a lot of quick passes and a lot of short games. So when you're down by 2 scores, those plays aren't going to cut it for you to get back into this game at all.
So now we have 3rd and 7. Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, finds an open receiver. It's Young down the left side, and he's going to have a big gain there, probably about 15 yards.
And even though Devin Young caught it for the first down. That was a great open field tackle by Randy Pringle, because if he didn't make this tackle, Devin Young is going to be gone for more yards on that play.
Absolutely. So now we have a Maine 1st and 10 from the Stony Brook 40. Robertson takes the shotgun snap, looks downfield, and just kind of throws it into no man's land as the ball hits the turf way over the head of Young, the receiver. Robertson did experience some pressure on that play. I believe he took a hit there at the end. So we'll have a 2nd and 10. The clock stopped after the incomplete pass. 4 minutes, 58 seconds. Stony Brook still leads 22-10. And the clock is definitely on their side, I would say, at this point. The 2-possession game. Maine from their own 40. Robertson under center, sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff, looking deep down the right side, has a receiver, and it's caught for a gain of about 14 yards. That was Moss down the right sideline, and that's going to be a first down. And he was forced out of bounds, or no, he wasn't. So the clock is still going to run after they move this ball up. Yeah, so he was brought down after the chains, so they'll move that. 1st and 10. Maine's got the ball. Robertson in the shotgun from the Stony Brook 25. Sends a man in motion from his right to his left. Has Brock in the backfield with him. Robertson takes the snap. Takes a few-step drop. Throws to his left. Has a man, and it's caught. And it's Young again, and he brings it down to the Stony Brook 10-yard line, where he's tackled by Pringle. So another big play here for Maine, and they're rolling.
Yeah, and Devin Young has been the story of this drive, literally. Had the most targets in this drive and been able to turn these yards that he catches it. I mean, a lot of catches at the yards.
So here we go. From the 10, Robertson still in the shotgun. Clock is ticking now under the 4-minute mark. Stony Brook up 12. Robertson takes the snap, rolls to his right, receiving some pressure, just throws it towards the back of the end zone. Nothing doing, as there's 3 Stony Brook defenders in the area and only 1 receiver from Maine. So the clock stops. 3 minutes, 53 seconds. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Stony Brook 10. And Stony Brook still leads 22-10. And now we have another Stony Brook player down. That looks like the defensive lineman. I believe that is Devon Bomar, the redshirt sophomore from Maryland.
Yeah, he's down.
Looks like they're kind of maybe stretching out his leg a little. Doesn't seem to be in like any crazy pain. But we will have a break in the action here, so kind of a chance to regroup. We'll have 2nd and 10 from Stony Brook 10-yard line. Maine down 12, and we're under 4 minutes now. So obviously, if you're Maine, you gotta want a touchdown, and you probably want it as soon as you could get it. But the clock is not on their side. They got to hope that they get a quick score and stop Stony Brook quick and then have another opportunity. Obviously, all that said, sounds unlikely, but we've seen stranger things. So, what do you expect to see this next play out of Maine?
Well, they're going to keep targeting Devin Young because he's been their star player offensively this whole game, and he's been able to get a lot of yardage at the reception. So I see them still trying to target Devin Young, but the Seals trying to pay more attention to them. But if not, then Freddie Brock is also another option because he can catch in the backfield too. So I see them either targeting Devin Young or Freddie Brock in the backfield.
So Bomar walks off under his own power for Stony Brook, and we're back on the field. Robertson takes the snap in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, and throws, and it's going to be a touchdown for Maine. A touchdown over the middle. Looks like it was a slant route to the receiver. That was Jacob Henney, the wide receiver grad student from California, over the middle, made a pretty good catch, and scored 6.
Yeah, and Gregory Young, if he beats you a little bit inside, you got to pay him over the top on that play because it looked like he just easily ran his route without no type of pressure and no type of coverage on him on that play. And that was just a bad job by Gregory Young guarding Jacob Henney on that play. And now Maine is down by 5, so they need to get a stop against the Seawolves offense.
So Maine puts the extra point through, and that'll make it 22-17. And there's still 3 minutes 49 seconds, so we got a game on our hands here.
Yeah.
We'll we got to see what Stony Brook can do coming back out on the offensive side of the ball. If they're able to come down and get a couple first downs, this game will be over in their favor. But, Maine still has 2 timeouts. So, and like I said, with just under 4 minutes left, there's still enough time where, they could give up 1 first down and maybe still leave enough time on the clock to give their offense an opportunity to go down and score a touchdown. But, if you're Stony Brook, you don't even want that to let them have a chance at that.
Yeah, you want to put this game away, basically, by just moving the chains offensively and making Maine burn their timeouts so you can continue to move the balls offensively and take a knee and end this game. But you need to be able to at least run the football here and wind down the clock and milk down the clock to make sure Maine doesn't have, even if Maine gets the ball back, they don't have so much time to go down and score on that drive.
So if you're Stony Brook here, are you just running the ball 3 straight times, or to try to make them use either all their timeouts or take some time off this clock, or are you really kind of pulling out all the stops to try to get first downs? And if you maybe have a few incomplete passes and leave Maine with a timeout or 2, or leave them with a good amount of time left on the clock, you'll just kind of take that chance?
Well, with the Seawolves running the football, they're making Maine burn their timeouts. And on that last possession, that play took 10 plays, 73 yards, and it took for 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And with Maine, I've noticed something. When Maine scores their touchdowns, it's either through a quick play or a long drive. And you want to be able to make sure they burn their timeouts and give them the ball back within like 2 minutes or less than that, because they're not able to score really quickly. They're able to score off long drives through the quick passes and yardage after catches. So you want to burn their timeouts by just running the football and pounding the football with Tyson Lawton in your backfield.
So burn the timeouts and then just try to limit the big plays if you have to give them the ball back.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Maine kicks the ball off, and Harris just is going to, I guess, take a touchback. So we'll have Stony Brook with the ball at the 25, I believe it's going to be. 1st and 10. As I mentioned earlier, we have 3 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock. Stony Brook up 22-17, but it's gotten a little closer than they wanted, I would say. We'll have to see if they can put together a couple first downs here and put this game away. Fields sets up in the shotgun. He's got Lawton to his right. Who else would be there? And he takes the snap and he hands it to Lawton up the middle. Lawton bounces off of one of his own linemen and he rumbles through for 5 yards, it looks like. So a nice pickup for Stony Brook.
Yeah, and that was just a good run by Lawton on that play, picking up 5 yards on an HB dive. And
the tough thing here, with a 5-yard gain now for Maine, do you want to call a timeout there? 5 yards, it's still a manageable thing. If you got a 1-yard stop, you might want to take a timeout right there, save as much time as you can. But now with the 5-yard, you're thinking they might have a good chance of getting the first, and you want to wait till the next series. So Stony Brook letting as much time get off this clock as possible as they set up for the 2nd and 5. from the 30. Fields in the shotgun, Lawton to his left, and he hands it to Lawton again. Lawton around the right side, and he's got a hole, and he breaks through, and he could be gone. He goes down over the 30, over the 20. He's at the 15, 10, 5, and he dives in for the touchdown.
Wow.
And Stony Brook shocks Maine. Lawton finds a hole, gashes through it, and is gone. But wait, there is a flag on the play. It's going to be a holding on Stony Brook, and it's a bit of a crusher. I mean, They still have the lead. They still have the ball, but you just thought the game was put away right there.
Wow. And that's going to put that touchdown away, because on that flag, wow.
So
it was a 70-yard touchdown by Tassan Lawton to put this game away, and then a holding is called on Khalil Newton on that play.
Right there in the slot. So a hold on Khalil Newton, who is the blocking receiver on the slot side where Lawton gashed through the hole. Who's to say if it was necessary or not, but either way, it happened, and the play is brought back. So now we're back on Stony Brook's side of the field. Score still 22-17. We have 2 minutes, 49 seconds left, and it's going to be a 2nd and 8.
And the clock stops, too.
And the clock stops. So here's Fields in the shotgun. Turns and hands it off. This is Netcat, I believe, and he's going to push through for about another 2 yards. And now it looks like Maine is going to take a timeout. So timeout Maine. We're going to have a 3rd and 6 with 2 minutes, 44 seconds. So a whirlwind of emotions right now if you're pretty much both teams. Because for Stony Brook, you just thought you put this game away with Tyson Lawton 70-yard touchdown run. And now, I won't say you're in trouble, but you have some work to do with a big 3rd and 6. And if you're Maine, you just thought you pretty much lost the game, and now
you have an opportunity to get into this game with the stop on 3rd down.
You have an opportunity to get a stop here and get into your 2-minute offense.
Yeah.
At a chance to win. Not just tie. So here we go. Back on the field, Stony Brook sets up. Fields in the shotgun. I believe that's Lawton to his left. He takes the snap, hands it off. There is a hole, but it's not big enough. And Lawton is going to be brought down after a gain of about 2 or 3. And Maine is going to use their other timeout. So Maine, I mean, you can somewhat hear the crowd. They're going crazy. They think that they have an opportunity now, which they in fact do. So it'll be 4th and 4. The punting unit will come out for Stony Brook. It'll be there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left for Maine, but they do not have any more timeouts. They have used all their timeouts. Stony Brook still has 2. And Stony Brook has a 5-point lead, 22-17, as we near the ending of this game. So here's the 4th and 4. The snap is good. Punt is low, but it is fielded at the 32, and the return man makes a move and gets down to about the 44-yard line, and that was Jacob Henney, the man who just came off a touchdown reception on the return for about 15 yards.
And this is just great full possession for Maine to start off their drive with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go to score a touchdown against the Seawolves. Wow.
So 2 minutes, 30 seconds. They're pretty much at midfield here. They're 0-44. They'll have a 1st and 10. They're down 5, so they need a touchdown. We'll see what they can do. If you're Stony Brook, you want to force them off the sideline, that's for sure. Here's Robertson in the shotgun, takes the snap, feeling the pressure, rolls right, throws middle, and it's picked off! It is intercepted! Stony Brook takes the ball away and takes the game away.
It is intercepted by Tyler King. Wow.
Who else but the captain, Tyler King?
Wow. And that is just a great pressure by Casey Williams. And then the quarterback just forces the ball. And it was just picked off by Tyler King. And that was just a bad job by Derek Robertson because you have 2 minutes left to go. You're forced outside the pocket. Just throw the ball away. Don't force a pass. Don't try to be a hero in crunch time. And that's exactly what he tried to do. And that ended up just costing Maine this football game with that interception to seal this game and to seal this W for the Seawolves. Wow.
Unbelievable as Stony Brook snaps the ball, gives it to Lawton, and he's brought down on the left side there. So the clock will now run. A big loss of 5 yards, though, nowhere to go. But I just don't know how much time, if any, could be left after, Stony Brook runs this clock out. An unbelievable play there, both, stupidly from Maine's quarterback and great timing from, the captain King on the defensive side for Stony Brook.
Yeah, and that was just a great job for Tyler King to just add more to his stats, to his resume, to be honest. Has an interception. That's his first interception of the season, I believe. So
2nd and 15, shotgun snap to Fields, hands it to Lawton up the right side, works his way up the middle. And after the 2nd and 15, he gains 5, so we'll have a 3rd and 10. And Stony Brook can almost run this clock out. They're going to leave about, I don't think it'll be any more than 10 seconds left for Maine if they do, in fact, have to punt. So 3rd and 10, clock is ticking, minute 5 as it keeps on ticking down. 15 seconds left on the play clock, so they could get it down to right around 46 seconds before they start this next play. And Stony Brook leads 22-17. Fields in the shotgun, snaps, handoff to Netcat. Netcat runs into a wall as he's brought down for a loss of a few. And there's only going to be about 3 seconds left for this 4th down play. So if Maine can do anything, which it looks like, so I think what Stony Brook's going to do, they're going to leave the offense on the field. Mm-hmm. They're probably going to snap it to Fields. He'll just run backwards for a second and then just lay down, and that'll be the game.
That's actually what you should do if you're Chuck Fiore in this offense.
So here we go. It is 4th and 13. The play clock running down 3, 2, 1. Stony Brook probably going to take a timeout here, I presume, as there's only 3 seconds left on the play clock, or on the game clock, excuse me. So it looked like Stony Brook was going to leave the offense on the field. I mean, it would make sense. Why even bother punting it unless, I guess you could punt it out of bounds, but you could just have Fields take the snap, run back a yard or two, and lay down, and that'll be the game.
Yeah, I think that's what the Seawolves should do, just run back and just lay down and just call it a game. But let's see if they put their special teams out there.
Still, I am shocked from that interception before. An unbelievable play. I thought we may have been on our way to a Maine comeback.
Yeah.
And Robertson just throws it to the wrong team for the interception. So here we go. 3 seconds left. Offense on the field on this 4th and 13. Fields drops back, just keeps running back. The time hits 0, and he lays down as I predicted. And no flags on the play. So Stony Brook wins the game with an unbelievable interception from King to seal the deal.
Yes, and that was just clutch by Tyler King right there. As I said, he had his first interception this season, and what a way to do it, to help the Seawolves win this football game against Maine, to end all the hopes of Maine coming back into this football game with Derek Robertson throwing the pick to Tyler King. Wow.
So the clock strikes 0 here in Maine. Stony Brook wins 22-17 after a huge play from King and some other huge plays as well. Stony Brook kind of upsets Maine's senior day up there in Maine. So with that, I believe we're going to send it back now to the studio. And Matt,
get away with our best deals of the season at the
after
Hyundai
a big
Getaway
win from the
Sales
Stony
event.
Brook Seawolves.
Get huge savings on the entire...
For Mo Sise, I'm Jake Myhre. We send it back to Matt in the studio after an unbelievable victory for the Stony Brook Seawolves up in Maine.